And we're live. All right. Hello, everybody. And welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden, and tonight Loren is going to get chocolate on her shirt. That's okay. So basically tonight we are going to be doing. Okay. Well, the volume does in fact work. Okay. So that being said, tonight is gonna be a getting my fiance into whiskey / bourbon night, and you need something for that?
Well, I didn't know. You didn't tell me until now.
Lick it off.
I don't want to lick it off.
Because it's on camera? Want me to wipe off my hand?
No, you're gonna smear it, and it's a white shirt.
Well, I can do an intro if you want to go wipe it off.
Oh,
Okay, but anyway, Lauren has some chocolate on her shirt, but it's going to be okay because tonight she is going to be drinking whiskey. That's right. So if you guys were here on the last time we did this, basically we started her off with some cocktails and then some different kind of cocktails, working our way up in like strength and like the cocktails kind of got more whiskey forward, and then at the end of that live stream we ended up giving her a little bit of whiskey to try. Now today's episode is going to be basically giving her some beginner whiskeys, low proof, easy to drink, sweeter whiskeys that people are known to call beginner whiskeys, and we're gonna see if she can pick out some notes, how she feels about them, whether she likes them, dislikes them, and kind of just her general opinion about them. But that being said, I'm also going to be drinking tonight, just kind of drinking along with her, confirming some notes, maybe throwing in some helpful hints on other notes that she might be missing. And yeah, we're just going to kind of be hanging out, drinking whiskey, talking, shooting the shit. So that being said, Sugar Kitty is already in the chat. First one here as always, so meow to you, Sugar Kitty. Thanks for showing up. He's going to be busy tonight, multitasking. That is a-okay. You're here, and that's what matters, and I appreciate that a lot. So you just even stopping and saying hey is always appreciated. So that being said, we are going to start off with one that both Lauren and I have had probably abundantly, I would say, right? And the Brothers Bond.
maybe you.
So basically, Brothers Bond is kind of one of those whiskeys that I've been talking about a lot on the channel, and you guys know that. But I just think it's a great 80 proof whiskey. It has some decent flavors in it. It's definitely easy to drink. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in her glass, just a little bit, and then we're just gonna kind of drink it together. So overall, we're probably gonna be doing Brothers Bond. I have out the Woodford Reserve Double Oak because that is definitely a lower proof, known to be a sweeter one. I definitely have given that to people who don't drink whiskey before and they've loved it. So that being said, I think Lauren might like it, although I don't know if she's gonna necessarily love that Woodford Double Oak funk that I kind of get in it. We also might do some Elijah Craig small batch, some Old Forester 100 proof, maybe like. I know she didn't like Buffalo Trace because we've had that one before. But yeah, maybe we'll give her a Wild Turkey 101 rye. That's a nice sweet rye that she might like. So that being said, are you excited? Oh, she doesn't know. Well, we're going to go ahead and start with Brothers Bond. And I mean, you already kind of know what this one is. So basically, you kind of know the deal. Just swirl it around. Depending on where you put your nose in the glass is going to give you different smells. So if you put it on your right nostril, your left nostril, and you smell like from the top of the glass compared to like the bottom of the glass, it's going to smell like slightly different. I mean, you may not pick it up being that it's like your first time, but yeah, you give it a try and just kind of see what it's like to do that. So what are you kind of smelling in there, if anything?
I don't know.
Think kind of a banana. Do you get the bananas in there? No bananas?
I've gotten them before. I don't get them right now.
It is also.
Smell like? You smell it and tell me if I don't remember bananas smell like.
Oh yeah, there's banana in there.
Well, I understand.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm getting kind of a banana nut muffin. It's definitely got a bready quality coming from the 4 grain of it. That I get a lot. Another bottle that has that kind of bready quality is Maker's 46. It's a wheated bourbon, so it kind of has that same bready, sweet quality. So maybe I'll pour a little bit of this Maker's 46 in my glass, and she can kind of see if she can smell that bready note that I'm talking about, or see if she smells anything else. So this one's Maker's 46. The Bourbon Junkie's glass is going to be the Brothers Bond. Stacy Ace. Ooh, Stacy Ace. Stacy H is in the chat. A 4-leaf whiskey. What's going on? Thanks for joining and stopping in. Lauren's kind of just tickling her toes in the dipping her toes in the world of whiskey. So we're kind of just hanging out, drinking whiskey, and trying to get her to further her palate a little bit. So what do you kind of smell in that glass? Do you get anything that I had mentioned previously? Do you get that bready note, maybe?
I don't know what that's supposed to smell like.
It smells like a loaf of fresh bread.
Can you get the breath of counter and let me smell it?
I'll be right back, guys. Talk to them.
I don't know what to say now. I have not had rye. Wait, yes I have. I think I had the wild turkey rye, but Holden doesn't think I did. I don't know what to smell in that either. He left me alone.
All right. What's up?
You ran away.
Oh, that's okay. All right, everybody. So we kind of have some. Ouch, that hurt. We kind of have some things here that may help Lauren along in this journey. I'm kind of improvising because I didn't really have it all out here. But we might do a different live stream of where we have some more of this. But basically, I've got some bread, some ground cinnamon, some vanilla extract, pure vanilla extract. And then I don't know exactly how close this is going to be. This is
smells like caramel.
It does? Okay. And this is like a caramel
Oh, it's really strong too.
syrup. Yeah, this is a caramel syrup that you put in coffee. So we're just going to kind of have her smelling these with the whiskey, see if she can pick anything up out of it. I'm going to kind of smell this first to make sure that it's kind of what I envision. Because, I mean, it smells like fresh bread, so I don't know. Like, I'm thinking like warm bread.
Well, we'll put it in the microwave.
Oh. Do you get that in here at all? It's kind of, I mean, it's a little bit different, but it's like, no, not at all, huh? What about this one? This bread is definitely not exactly the kind of like fresh bread that I'm thinking of off the top of my head. I used to work at the bakery in Festival.
Well, that is from the bakery at Festival.
Well, I know, but I mean like the actual, it smells like an accumulation of like bread and donuts and pastries and everything like all mixed together. Kind of has that like nice sweet breadiness.
Maybe more on this one than that one.
Maybe more on the Brothers Bond. So, in terms of bread, she's saying Brothers Bond kind of has more of that bready note, which I would agree. It's definitely more apparent for the bready note in Brothers Bond. That being said, I kind of think they both do. I would say that this one has a little bit more fruit in it. And a little bit more darker notes as well. So I think you can go ahead and start on the palate on the Brothers Bond. And then, yeah, it's kind of let everyone know how you're feeling about that.
What if I have a cut on it?
Do you have a cut on your lip?
I feel like I have one right here.
I think it'll be okay. If anything, the whiskey will clean up the wound, right, everybody? Stacey says, curious to see Lauren's reaction to the Makers. Not a fan myself. Interesting. So Makers 46 was one of the ones that I kind of first got into when I had a blind fight. It had Makers 46 on it, and I was like, I don't know if it was me being in love with the whiskey as much as it was me being able to pick apart different flavors compared to other whiskeys. Like one of the first ones that I could like detect some other notes. But I don't know. I always kind of liked it. I thought it was a nice, easy sipper. So what do you think of the Brothers Bond? Did you get a little bit of a read on it yet?
it's kind of thin.
Thin? Yeah, I mean, 80 proof is going to be thin, a little bit watery. Sugar Kitty asks, has Lauren ever had rye like it? That's different, tacked down a different path. Yeah, so she hasn't had any ryes.
I feel like the last time you made me drink rye.
Maybe. So I don't know if she has or hasn't had rye, but I think I was going to, in this video, kind of start with a Wild Turkey 101 rye, because I remember that one being a bit sweeter, caramel apple-y type, some sweeter notes, light fruits and stuff like that, compared to maybe like, I think you might have tried an Elijah Craig rye, which is very aggressive, kind of black pepper, like funk.
No, I think it was the Wild Turkey one.
Are you sure? Maybe.
No.
Well, maybe we'll pull out the High West. The High West is really caramely, and it has that dill note on it.
It tasted like pickles.
No, it has a little bit of a dill note, but like, it also has like a lot of caramel and some herbaceous stuff. We're gonna kind of run through a couple things tonight and kind of just go with the flow and see what we're feeling. So you didn't love this because it was a little runny for you.
Yeah.
What about flavor? Did you get anything? Did you notice anything? Do you get so your palate and nose kind of work together? So now that you've taken a drink, are you getting any of that banana in here? No banana?
No, I don't know.
We don't have any bananas in the house, otherwise I would have grabbed one and brought it in here.
Well, but remember how we talked about it's not the same? I don't know. I had bananas last time we drank that, but it kind of tasted like grass. Maybe like green bananas.
Oh, yeah, like really ripe bananas.
No, unripened bananas.
That's what, that's what I meant. Unripened bananas, which is kind of what they're supposed to, like, I thought banana runs tasted closer to ripe banana, or pre-ripe bananas than it did.
Do you eat a lot of pre-ripe bananas?
No, I don't eat a lot of. But you know that did you guys know that bananas that are greener actually have less calories in them and less sugar? Yeah, because the green. So basically, as a banana ripens, you can tell the peel gets thinner and thinner. That's because the more ripe the banana is, the more the peel becomes the banana. And so the green ones have a really thick peel, a really small banana, and then the nice ripe juicy ones are usually bigger, softer, and the peel is like paper thin. That's because there's more like sugars and stuff in the peel, so when it ripens over time, kind of gets in there with the banana. So fun fact for you guys. Hanging AZ is in the house. What's up, my man? How's it going tonight? Sugar Kitty, yes, thank you for posting the link. Everyone go subscribe to 4 Leaf Whiskey to see some awesome Irish whiskeys and among other things, I should say. But definitely good at all the Irish stuffs. 4 Leaf says, you are making bread pudding. Kind of, not really. It's yeah, I mean, the necessary ingredients for bread pudding, but
doesn't it have alcohol in it too?
Bread pudding? I don't know. Does bread pudding have alcohol in it? The only time we've ever had bread pudding is in New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was I thought it was really good. She thought it was weird.
I've had bread pudding other than that, but I don't like mushy.
She doesn't like the texture of it. I liked it.
I like it when stuff is crunchy.
Sure, he said, so that's an everyday nosing kit. Yeah, basically. I think we'll do a live stream where I have more things. I'll have nutmeg. I'll have like peanut shells. I'll have peanut butter. I'll have maybe some like normal butter. Just like a couple more different things that you get in whiskey. Some of those weirder notes. And we'll kind of do like a whole thing on comparisons.
She says that she uses Irish whiskey in her bread pudding. See?
Oh.
I told you.
Okay. Have her smell gasoline and then have her smell Woodinville. I haven't had Woodinville, so I can't judge, but I'll take your word for it. I'll have her smell the back of my Camaro's tires after I do a burnout, and then I'll have her take a shot of Malort. I bet you'll find some similarities between those two. Hanging AZ says, yes, you are correct, Kitty. I do not like the new 46. Sam, I am. Will always take the Cask or the 101. So I don't have the Cask or the 101. I haven't even tried. I don't think I've tried either of them, which is interesting because I always considered myself someone who liked Maker's products. That being said, I'm not rich and I can't just buy every bottle that I see, no matter how bad I really, really want to. So, Four-Leaf says people are determined to find a makers I like, or people are determined to find a makers I like. I've gone through the regular makers 46 and FAO2, and the herd continues. You didn't like FAO2? I thought FAO2 was phenomenal. I loved it, to be honest. I mean, I think on my review I gave it really good grade, and I don't drink it a lot because I just have so much to choose from, but like I like Maker's FAEO2 a lot, so that's interesting to me that you aren't a fan of that. But then again, I could see how it doesn't really fall in that like nice light Irish whiskey palate type stuff, so that would make sense. Hanging as he says, some sub 100 whiskeys are appropriate starters. Yeah, I agree. I kind of want to keep the proof down for the most part. I don't want to get her completely wasted tonight, so. Turkey says, for starter, rye, the Wild Turkey is okay. Knob Creek rye for bourbon drinkers, and also Rittenhouse. Yeah, so I've heard that. I think Rittenhouse is barely legal rye as well. So Wild Turkey is yes, WT is Wild Turkey. Hanging AZ says, do you have any regular test Wild Turkey? Yes, I do. Well, not Turkey 81. I have Turkey 101. So I don't have any of the like lower proof turkeys because I never really wasted my time going down that route. I wasn't sure. I know that everyone talks about 101, so I got 101. I loved it, and I've continued to love it. So I've never gone down to that 81 proof. I just didn't find it. Didn't really find it to be necessary for me. Stacey says I use Irish whiskey in my bread pudding. Yep, I saw that one. Shirky says,
you know what we can do?
What can we do?
We can do a pairing, but we can make homemade bread pudding with Irish whiskey, and then you can put it with Irish whiskey.
Yeah, I can grab the Prohibition style Bushmills. Use that in the bready pudding, pea pudding.
We can do it as a Christmas special, because don't they eat that at Christmas, bread pudding? Isn't that like a thing?
I don't know, they eat figgy pudding.
Oh, you're right.
Which is what I just said. It's probably why I confused you.
Christmas.
Oh yes, you guys. Did I ever do an eggnog video?
No,
I don't think I did.
No.
So I made eggnog last year, and it was phenomenal.
It was so good. I don't like eggnog.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't like bourbon.
Yeah, it's eggnog, and it's half bourbon, half rum. And I used Wild Turkey 101 and Plantation, and I made some freaking good eggnog.
So yummy.
But this year I'll have a bar very soon. It's in the garage, built. I just need to attach some of the trim pieces and then stain the whole thing, and then we'll have a bar on the channel officially.
We're hoping by next week, but Holden's gonna stop golfing and start staining.
That does happen from time to time. But yeah, I didn't even read that one from Sugar. Says yes to the green bananas, starch to sugar conversion. That's why too green and there's tough to eat and the starch level is too high. Okay, I didn't know that. That's really interesting, actually.
I like them when they're brown and you put them in banana.
Yeah, when they're over. I don't like overly sweet brown mushy bananas.
That's why you put them in banana bread.
Well, I know, but like, I don't know. I never used to like bananas.
I saw a recipe on the internet.
Yep.
And they did like the bread, like the banana bread, but instead of it being like regular banana bread, they did it like how pineapple upside down cake is, or like they put bananas and then like they made that like syrup thing, so that way when they flipped it, the top was like caramelized. It looked really yummy.
We're gonna be doing a lot of things once the bar gets in here, because we'll have an actual countertop, so we can make more cocktail videos, more pairing videos. We'll just have a better setup. I'm gonna be getting some other kinds of shelves, so it won't just be like this tiny little cabinet, which I've now fully filled almost to the brim with whiskey, as much as I want to anyway. So yeah. All right. Loren is going to, you can pick that one up, start kind of nosing it.
That's the same thing?
That is the Maker's 46, which you've been nosing.
I've been nosing.
And then, so try to smell anything than what you think. I kind of usually get like I said, that bready note, but also like a fruity cherry. I always kind of get like red fruit cherries, maybe like raspberry-ish. And I also get some like chocolate, like cocoa.
You know what you could have grabbed?
The chocolate?
I was going to say the cherry jam in the fridge.
All right, everybody. I'll be right back. And Lauren is going to keep you company while I get water, chocolate, and cherry jam. And if you want to keep them company by reading comments, here's a mouse. Or you can drink that and let them know what you think about it.
It's a lot of pressure for me. I'm not in the fancy chair, so I'm supposed to not forget to do all the work. I also can't read this far away. It makes life hard. Did we read this one yet? I'm probably not going to be able to answer half the questions. I don't like it with a cube. I also don't like reading the questions. This is weird. We don't have a very big apartment, but Holden takes forever to do everything. Look at your back.
Yeah, so the other hard part about this is this is going to smell different than like typical cherries because there's so much sugar in it. But it will maybe.
It doesn't smell very good.
Really?
Taste it. It tastes yummy though.
Yeah, maybe don't use that.
Maybe if we were eating my bag of cherries, we would have something to smell.
Look at all this chocolate. So this is like
cherries in here.
I don't have them in here, but
I'm supposed to.
You get a little bit of chocolate.
I can smell chocolate.
You can smell the chocolate?
I don't smell cherries.
Yeah, well, I mean that smells like refrigerator.
Well, I mean if you really concentrate, you can smell the cherry.
Yeah. It doesn't necessarily have to be cherries either. It's just kind of like a dark fruit or like a red fruit type sweetness.
I don't know about which fruits. Maybe
all right.
Cranberries.
You can go ahead and taste that one. Cranberry. I guess I could see cranberry.
Because
they're yeah.
When you smell cranberries, you know, they hurt your nose.
Pomegranate maybe.
I've never smelled it.
Grenadine is pomegranate. True, he says my grandparents made a ton of bread pudding. I don't like it, but my mom loves it and makes it too interesting. How's that one?
I don't know.
A little hot?
Well, I don't know. It didn't really taste like anything, and it just burned.
Just burned, huh? This is 94 proof, so that's 47% alcohol. So yeah, I remember this one kind of. What about the mouthfeel? Did you get?
I don't know. It just felt hot. There was really, I don't know. I feel like it offers more on your nose than it does on your tongue.
Yeah, I would say mid palate. There's not a whole lot there.
Right, yeah.
I think nose is nice. Mid palate, so. The finish brings back some of that like bready, like starchiness.
I don't know.
And then maybe there's a little bit of the fruit.
I'm not sure.
There might be just a smidge of caramel in that as well. Ooh, this is a potent caramel.
It might be because this is caramely chocolate and it tasted very similar. It smelled similar.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Okay. I don't have any wood planks here or oak planks to kind of do an oak comparison, but
why don't you just go get a shaving from the garage?
Yeah, well that smells good. That's gonna smell a bit different because it's 2x4s. So
I thought that you used oak. There you go.
Stacy said I didn't hate FAO2. That's what is it? Oh, Woodford. That's the most positive comments I've ever had from makers. That's funny. Andy Z says about 31 for a bottle of Turkey 101. 31?
How much did you pay?
I thought around here it's like 23 or 25 for
maybe
a bottle of turkey.
Bottle.
Maybe he got the 1 liter. I thought it's definitely cheaper in Wisconsin than 31. I'm 90% sure. Stacy said I took I soaked some raisins in port finished Irish whiskey and also add some to the sauce for my bread pudding. Interesting. That sounds really nice, actually.
Maybe you should
Get that
send us a
recipe.
recipe, and we'll make it, and we'll taste it on the show.
My email is in the description if you want to just like email me the recipe, and then we'll make some.
Is there cinnamon in bread pudding?
I think so.
Well, then we're gonna have to eat it. We can't pawn it off of my parents.
Yeah. Anyways, he says, I'm not sure of Ohio prices. ADHD said MM10 or MM101. Tastes like elephant ears at the fair.
Wait.
I concur.
Wait.
When he said elephant ears, I thought of like actual elephant ears at first, and I'm like,
elephant
what?
ears is, I don't know if it's a common name for what I'm thinking, or if we call them elephant ears. Those big things, right? They're like, and they're covered in cinnamon sugar.
Yeah, aren't elephant ears like, it's kind of like a donut, but it's like a really like big stringy.
No.
Like it's deep fried dough, isn't it?
It's like a tortilla.
Oh.
Like, right? And then like they deep fry it till it gets all like super crispy. I don't know how they make it because I've never seen them make it.
I've never had elephant ears.
One of the ladies from my mom's work, her husband makes them, and they bring them in like, and Jacob always takes like 100 of them because he loves them so much.
Interesting. Sugar Kitty says fried bananas and rum sauce. Ooh.
That's what's on top of the banana bread that I saw.
You know, what's really good is making a bourbon. Did we have bananas? Oh no, we had pineapple. We made a bourbon pineapple top reduction over ice cream. Yeah, it was really fantastic.
It was only okay.
Ice cream. She didn't like it.
No, it's because I think that if you don't use real sugar, it doesn't.
Yeah, I was using the low calorie sugar.
We used the fake sugar, and it like was crunchy.
Hanging, I do in fact have some Eagle Rare for her to try. Right here, kind of offers a little bit more different notes, including a very.
My concern is that I don't like grape soda.
Yeah, she doesn't like grape soda, which my particular bottle has
I like grape Jolly Ranchers.
Artificial grape in it. But this also has I get like almost like a tobacco, like a darker, like maybe leathery note in it as well.
It smells like feet.
Feet, the new note for Eagle Rare. So my Eagle Rare is actually a store pick.
I think it's just the bottle.
Yeah.
From you
so
holding
we'll get to that eventually. We're gonna put Brothers Bottom back up here. Right now we're moving on to Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, and we're gonna be pouring it into this glass, which I'm gonna rinse out with a smidge of water here.
Nice.
Thank you. You can go ahead and pour yourself unless you wanted me to pour it, but obviously the more you pour, the more we drink. So that's probably good. So far, Brothers Bond, a little thin for her liking. The makers had a little, like, not enough going on in the mid palate. And the nose was good, she said, or right? You said the nose was okay.
The nose was better
than the palate. Yeah.
But it's not like good enough where I would like want that just to smell. You know, like remember that one we had and its palate was really bad, but its nose smelled so yummy. Then it's like that one might have been worth it. You know.
Which one was it?
I don't remember. It was at the Bourbon Room.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was Jack Daniel's 10-year.
No, it was longer ago.
Yeah, the Jack 10 came out like last year.
Are you sure?
Yeah, so I don't know how you guys feel about Jack Daniel's 10-year, but the pour that I had of it smelled so good, and it tasted like nothing. Like absolutely, I mean, like it wasn't even good.
Were we on like this side of the beer?
I think so.
Then yeah, it was that.
And it's a little black square bottle, but it's not like.
I know what it looks like.
Yeah. So Jack 10 for me, not a fan. Like, after having that pour at the Bourbon Room, I would not have bought a bottle if I saw it. Not even for YouTube purposes.
Do you like any Jack Daniels?
I love the single barrel, like the single barrel, like a black label within the square bottle. And I love the barrel proof single barrels as well, which are the gold label square bottles. So I like both of those a lot.
I don't know.
It's just that with Jack 10 wasn't my jam. I've also never had Coy Hill, which is Jack Daniel's special releases, high proof offerings. from the top of Quite.
If you scroll to the bottom, my dad's in the chat saying a sassy word.
I'll get there. Hey, Nazzy says she might like grapey whiskey. Yeah, we said, she doesn't like the fake grapes. She only really likes the normal.
No,
grapes.
I just don't like grape soda.
Or yeah,
I
grape
like
soda.
grape.
What about really? Because this is like
I know, like they taste very similar.
very
I think it's just
to
that it's a liquid.
And I feel like there's a lot more of that on the nose.
And it's carbonated. Maybe I don't like carbonated.
I think this one has a lot more of the grapes on the nose than it is on the palate. It has, I feel like, a little bit more of a darker, like oaky tobacco, maybe like leathers type stuff. Sure, he says one of the confusing things about Weeders is it doesn't have the typical typical spice that makes all the rest stick out so much more. Many people really do say they taste harsher. Yeah, which is weird because when I was first starting off, I thought I liked weeded whiskeys because I thought the spice was a little bit too hot for me, too much for me, and I wanted a little bit something softer. So I'd get a weeded whiskey or a weeded bourbon, and then I got a bottle of Rebel Cask strength. Hated it. I mean, I didn't like it at all. I didn't drink it, and then I tried drinking it like a couple times over the course of like 4 or 5 months, and it just wasn't good. And I came back to it like at like month 7. It was good. I got like deep enough into it. The bottle opened up over a long period of time, and then I ended up liking it. But it definitely, I would agree, was a lot of alcohol, taste, and ethanol. A lot of heat, basically. Hannah Z says maybe a regular test larceny. I actually don't have regular larceny.
You don't have much, do you?
The only problem is I always skip over all the easy stuff and I go right to the stuff that I know I like. So like in terms of beginner bottles, I don't have all of the beginner, like I don't have Evan Williams bottled in or like any of the Evan Williams labels. I don't have any of the Old Granddad labels. I don't even have Knob Creek, like apart from like a flavored thing that I bought when I turned 21. Four Leaf says, I'm happy to send you my bread pudding recipe. Well, awesome. Yeah. Go. You can either DM me on Instagram or in my email below. You can send me that and we'll make it and we'll have it on a live stream. We'll pair it with some whiskey. And then says I get 101 wild turkey for 18. 31 was for Maker's One. Oh, I get it. Okay, yeah. So Maker's 101.
Our whiskey is expensive.
Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't remember off the top of my head what I get turkey 101 for. Big fried donut or big fried dough thingy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said, like fried dough.
They're like really thin.
I don't know. Sure, he says a local bakery does elephant ears. They're kind of a pastry that's very flaky, made with shortening. Okay, interesting. Stacy said Woodford Reserve Double Oak is really good. That's one on my list to buy a bottle. Yeah, I see him.
I've had this one before.
I like Woodford Double Oak. I think
Coleman
it has
told
like a
me
funk.
when he first got this that he's like, oh, it tastes like s'mores and you like s'mores, so you should have a glass. And he poured me a glass and it did not taste like s'mores.
Well, to be fair, that was before she had like any kind of whiskey experience. Now she's been on the channel so much. I didn't lie. She's been on the channel enough that she's been tasting lots of things. Derek is in the chat. What's going on? I just saw you. What about Malort? Well, yeah, I don't know how to answer that one. I just, you can come over and drink Malort, and then you can be on the channel, and we'll get your reaction of Malort. Hanging AZ says my latest Eagle Rare tastes like wine grapes, not so much soda. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I like that one.
That sounds fantastic. I love like our cognac, very wine grapey, really, really good. Which obviously it's cognac, so. And you liked that one, right?
Yeah, it was better by itself than in drink.
Yes, it's very sweet. Cognac is very sweet. Hanging AZ says I always drink up the line. If I like something, I keep buying better bottles. Yeah, that would make sense. I just kind of, I dove right in, and then I dove into YouTube, and now it's like every time I see an expensive bottle, I gotta have it. Then every time I see a $20 bottle, I'm like, I can buy that whenever I want. I gotta save my money for the $100 bottles and stuff like that, which is, it is what it is. All right, so on the nose. Oh, it's been so long since I've had Woodford Double Oak. Okay. go ahead and smell that one.
It's supposed to smell like caramel?
Well, maybe just like a hint.
I feel like that caramel's too strong.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
gotta-
in my nose.
You gotta smell like
I wasn't even
back
close.
here. I know. This caramel is really strong. I mean, it's zero sugar.
There's this caramel, but in the fridge.
Yeah, otherwise,
You know what's
There's-
sad?
there's no
We haven't
cinnamon in
even
that.
put any of that on ice cream. I've just been eating it.
I don't know. Oh, cinnamon. Yeah, we're gonna definitely have her try some wild turkey probably as well, and she's gonna taste that cinnamony. I'm gonna need a little bit of. Sorry, it's not thick 30. Everyone,
Hold on, I don't know if people understand your jokes.
maybe. And he says, to be fair, grape nerds. Yeah, honestly, I need nerds. I could just eat a whole bucket of nerds. Derek says I will at least try it, but I also like Jack Daniels once in a while. Yeah, Jack is good.
So he's just gonna drink some Malort and then chase her with
Drink
some Jack Daniels.
Malort and Jack. Jack and Malort. It's like Jack and Coke, except you want to kill yourself afterward.
I feel like when we were kids, there was always a bottle of Jack Daniels in the cupboard, but I don't really remember them ever making drinks.
Yeah, well.
I just remember that they would make us kitty cocktails with old fashioned mix. So we were basically just drinking old fashioned.
Right. Hey, says Holden does not drink anything under 125 proof. No. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I do like some lower proof stuff, actually. I've put a hurting on my brother's Bond bottle. And,
That's like your third one, too.
Yeah. And
I
I've
feel
drank
I
lots
can't
of
be by
wild
you when I
turkey.
smell this. You're distracting me.
Okay, she's going to go off camera to smell because she's distracted by everyone in here.
It smells like something. I don't know what it is. Do you want to tell me what it is?
Well, there's definitely some oak in here.
My nostrils feel clean now.
I would say there's a bit of caramel, brown sugar, like burnt
You
brown
think it's
sugar.
brown sugar? Let me smell it. Maybe. What does brown sugar smell like?
I have some.
No, I don't want
I
it.
have some fake brown sugar.
No, you don't.
I don't?
You're out of fake brown sugar.
That's a bummer.
It also smells like something else. Maybe like a batter.
Oh, like a brownie batter type?
Maybe.
Yeah, well,
Like a cookie dough. Something raw.
Yeah, no, I can see it. I think that's where a lot of people get that toasted marshmallow. It's just very sweet and sugary.
Well, isn't a marshmallow just like sugar and gelatin?
Yeah, it's
yeah. Oh, and like egg whites and things.
Yeah.
That's how they get white.
It's it's basically just pure sugar. I mean, it's just some really
it's just
dark
very
sweetness.
Sweet, yeah.
That's why I kind of say that brown sugar rather than
severely roasted.
Yeah, severely roasted. Boom, roasted.
You don't get that joke, Holden. That's an inside joke.
Oh, I'm sorry. Stacy says pour some JJ Corey the Gale Irish whiskey. Need to get a backup bottle. That sounds interesting. I definitely wish that I could. Adventure more into other styles of whiskey. I mean, I'd love to get more into Scotch and Irish and even some Canadian. It all fascinates me, and I think I'm ready to explore that kind of stuff. It's just my budget isn't quite ready for me to explore that kind of stuff, so that's always hard. Wild Turkey 101 is a definition of bourbon. Yeah, no kidding. I think it's just center of the road. Quit staring at Loren, you weirdos. Yeah, guys, what the heck? You're making her uncomfortable. All right, so I think it's time to taste the Woodford Double Oaked, and let me know.
I get chocolate. Let me go into my chocolate again.
Chocolate would be. It's just kind of all melds together with that dark sugariness, I think.
I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm thinking the Carmelo chocolate. You know what I'm talking
about?
Oh,
yeah.
Because that tastes yummy.
And normal chocolate doesn't?
Oh, it does. Oh, you know where we should go?
Where should we go?
We should go to Hershey, Pennsylvania. They have a chocolate.
Is that where they make the Hershey's? Is that where Hershey started?
I'm assuming.
I also have, guys, in case you didn't watch my review. Whoa. That's a heftier pour. In case you guys didn't watch my review, boom, Brothers Bond Cask Strength Whiskey that I will be drinking at some point tonight. Maybe Loren will even have a little sip, even though it's Cask Strength. 115.8 proof. This stuff is phenomenal. I'm just so excited about it being good. I was so worried that it wasn't going to be good at all, and then I got it and tasted it, and it blew my expectations. How do you feel? How's it?
It's better than the last one.
Yeah.
But like a lot better.
A lot better. Oh, yeah. That's a good improvement.
It has like a funny feeling in your mouth.
Is it tannic? It's drying almost.
It tastes like when you eat a chocolate bar, and like it's stuck to your tongue like that.
Yeah. So rich, viscousy mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one, yeah. So very sweet, very nice, easy to drink too. I'd say every whiskey that I've ever given, like my friends, any kind of beginners, Woodford Reserve Double Oak goes down. They always drink Woodford Double Oak and they say, that's good. I like that. That's like the best one you've given me so far. And us experienced whiskey drinkers, we like other things, but it just is. It's Woodford Double Oak is just easy to drink, sweet, yummy. It's like desserty and nice. So yeah. Do get chocolate. We read that one. A Sugar Kitty says most Canadian. If it's any good, it seems like they just keep it up there. Yeah, well, the nice part about being in Wisconsin is I feel like we have some decent Canadian selection.
What's Canadian whiskey? The only one I know is Crown Royal.
Well, there's Crown Royal, there's Alberta Premium, there's Lot 40, there's
Canada
a lot of those are Ryes. Yeah, there's some Canadians available in Wisconsin. So, Stacy says my wallet keeps me from getting too deep into Scotch and bourbon as well. Yeah, you kind of find your niche and then you stick to it, and then the odds of you spending that money on a bottle from a different category when you could spend that money on a bottle you love, it's hard. It's physically hard. I've passed Ardbeg because I've had Ardbeg before from Mr. Derek Whiting right there. I've had Ardbeg before and I like it, but I always walk past it in the store and I'm just like, I just don't want to spend my money on it because even though it's good, I'd rather spend that money on bourbon.
You don't walk past it, you go, oh, look at Loren, they have Ardbeg, and then you sit there and you go, remember
I should buy it.
had
well, they had
at your dad's house?
They had the Ardbeg Ardcore.
It's only this
They're
much
like
money
new release. Yeah.
Look
and sometimes it's on sale and I just stare at it and I just contemplate but you know what? We got lots of good whiskey to drink and it's always growing. And one of these days I will get Ardbeg. I kind of have been really leaning toward maybe purchasing a Bruichladdich, I think is how you say it. It's a classic laddie, the one in the blue tube. I know everyone talks about how good that is, and I would love to try that one. Maybe have a bottle of it. Derek says some people consider it whiskey, but Celtic honey is whiskey with honey. Yeah, so Celtic honey is kind of like the honey flavor. Well, it's not like overly sweet like flavored whiskeys are. It's just kind of like whiskey with honey.
Mead?
It's kind of
the same idea.
I honestly don't really know. Your dad has it. I've drank it, and it's like super honey. It's super sweet and like super rich.
It's not like it's just like a note you get in it.
It's like honey. It tastes like flavored whiskey, but it's not like ew flavored whiskey. It's like flavored whiskey. Because a lot of people like that flavored whiskey is just like too much.
Well, you mean like the pecan whiskeys?
Yeah. Ugh.
I had a jalapeno one. I think it's from that smoke. No, what's the one?
The Wicked Dickle?
No. It's a very, very, very big brand for flavored whiskey.
Oh, it's
And they're like the bottles are like this, and
Bird Dog?
They have the tag. No, it's got the tag is like a square.
Oh,
into it like this,
you're talking about Tennessee Old Smoky?
Old Smoky, yes.
Old Smoky.
I had the jalapeno. It's like
jalapeno
habanero or something like that.
Ew, no.
Pineapple habanero, mango habanero, something like that. It was like on your tongue. Let me talk. This was like, I'm sure other people have had it though, but for me it was like it tasted like juice on your tongue.
Yeah.
And then you swallowed it, and it was like you just drank like jalapeno juice. I mean, it was habanero juice because it was weird.
That is weird.
But that's how like Fireball is to me. I don't like Fireball.
Yeah, so Old Smoky actually is one that I kind of before I bought like my Bullet bourbon, like my first kind of bourbon that I drank all the time. I had an Old Smoky, or my parents had like an Old Smoky salted caramel. I thought that was the shit.
See, I can't do that. It makes me want to puke.
I thought it was so good.
Sugary.
And then, well, I know. And then I drank Bullet, and then I went back to it, and I'm like, this is revolting. Like, this isn't any good. It tastes like spicy caramel weirdness. But yeah, sure. He says Japanese will definitely bankrupt you quickly. Yeah, I agree.
Japanese whiskey good.
And Japanese whiskey kind of leans more toward like the Scotch territory and flavor profile. So I've heard anyway. I actually haven't had Japanese whiskey, but the two most expensive pours at the Bourbon Room are both the Japanese ones. So
I thought that
I mean the Antique Flight, obviously.
No,
but you
I
can't
know,
get
but
those.
I thought those ones because you used to be able to get those. There, you used to be able to get like a pour of.
Really?
Yeah, when it was like when we were dating too.
Really?
Yeah, they just recently switched it to you can only buy those on the flight.
They should switch that back. So the place that I go and get with bourbon stuff, our local like place, they just got fresh bottles of William Lure Weller, George T. Stagg, Weller 12, and like one other one, maybe
the really
Thomas H. Handy.
No, really expensive one that's really hard to find.
Oh, Pappy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like 23. It was like Pappy, like.
Are you sure?
15 or 20.
I'm pretty sure it's the like rare one. Because I'm pretty sure that's the reason that they took it off of the list.
No, well, I don't think I've ever seen Pappy 25 there. Pappy 25 is like.
We're gonna ask next time we go.
Pappy 25 is like really rare.
Well,
but
you don't know. Maybe they got it from that club thing that you're gonna join.
Maybe. Hanging AZ says I might have a Carlsberg Dutch Pilsner. Interesting. Dutch, Danish, whatever, same thing. Yeah, I don't know any about that. Celtic honey is a liqueur. I have not had it, but I have Bushmills honey and Irish mist. They're similar. Interesting. Hanging AZ says I got a 4-pack of the big cans of Carlsberg for $5 at the grocery store. I don't think I really love Pilsners, do I? Pilsners are like a typical like Budweiser and Coors and Miller. Those are all Pilsners, aren't they? I think. Like a typical Pilsner is kind of that same profile of beer. I don't know.
I mean, Pilsners are a typical beer, but if that's what you're asking.
Well, yeah. Well, like compared to like stouts and porters and ales and stuff.
The ones that we had on Friday, ones that Loren had on Friday at what were those? Do you remember?
One was a wheat beer, wasn't it?
I don't remember, but they were really good.
Yeah, they were. We went to the Badger State Brewing. I got some nice snifters for when I do beer reviews. You can see Badger State's logo right there. This is where we're getting married. Fun fact. But yeah, so we went there, had some beers. It was a good time. I had some Whiskey Business, which if you guys haven't seen my review of Whiskey Business, go check it out because it's phenomenal. Well, the review is phenomenal, but the beer is just really good. It's a Buffalo Trace barrel finished imperial stout, locally made in Green Bay. So, and if there's anything people from Wisconsin know how to do, it's make beer. So and cheese and wine and brandy and cherries and Wisconsin is just a great place. If you guys haven't never visited, I feel like I skipped something. Yeah, I skipped a few.
Wow.
Okay. Sure, he says stick to the Ardbeg core releases instead of the committee's not worth the money. Yes, the Ard core was $100, I think, which is why I didn't buy it. If it was cheaper, maybe I would have tried pulling the trigger. Celtic honey doesn't meet the technical file for Irish whiskey. Interesting.
My mom says that she can drink Celtic honey. So it's clearly not very strong.
Classic Lottie is not the smoke bomb like Ardbeg. It's good, but quite different. See, it's not I don't love the smokable Ardbeg. I actually find Ardbeg really sweet. I do like how Ardbeg has peat in it. I just like new experiences, I think, when it comes to Scotch. So I like a little bit of that weirder profile and kind of just something different. So it sounds like interesting, at least to me. Sugar Cutie says those beers are all lagers, and Pils is one style of lager. Pilsner is more of a stronger lager than the pale lagers or the typical Miller, Bud, Coors, etc.
Yeah.
The American ones also have corn and / rice in them. Interesting. I did not know that.
Holden hasn't gone on many brewery tours.
I haven't gone on many tours, but I've gone to a lot of
he'll
breweries.
Understand right off the top.
Yeah, I definitely.
I think he would like the Coors tour because it's like
I've been getting a lot into
there's
beer.
not like a tour guide. You know, you kind of do it all by yourself. You stick your hand in the corn and like you have like a little. At least that's just, when we went. You have like this little thing, and you just and it's like and you see all like the corn and stuff.
Yeah. Hanging Daisy says, way better Pilsner than Miller Lite. What is the better Pilsner? Oh, the one you're drinking. Yeah. No, I don't drink Miller or Coors or Bud or anything like that. It's not my flavor profile. Like I said, I like stouts.
He likes craft beer.
I do like craft beer. I'm a craft beer drinker. But to be fair, craft beer in Wisconsin is different than craft beer in other places, I think.
How do you know?
Because people always shit on craft beer. Like people always say that craft beer is bad. But I've only ever had good craft beer, and I've only ever had, apart from that one in New Orleans, I've only ever had craft beer from Wisconsin. So it's like...
The one in New Orleans wasn't really craft.
Oh.
They really just had like generic types of beer.
Yeah.
Because I had like an ale, and you had like, just because it's a stout or doesn't make it a craft.
Right.
I don't think. And craft is like when it's like super weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I think craft beers are good. Wisconsin equals great cheese curds. You're absolutely right, Stacey. We have amazing cheese curds.
But like, are you talking like deep fried or just like the warm, squeaky one?
Squeaky. Squeaky cheese. Nothing's better than squeaky cheese, everybody. Stacey, I don't know if you've been on here for a lot of our cheese talks, but we definitely talk about cheese pretty often here in the Bourbon Bar. So, not an uncommon topic. In fact, one of the live streams that I want to do one of these days is a nice charcuterie board, and we will have some nice Wisconsin cheese curds in there when we're doing it. Hannah sees that there's like letter beers that live in Hades. Do you get that one? Hades.
Like the Greek god?
No. Well, Hades like hell in Greek mythology, which is literally flames and damnation and heat. So yeah, that makes sense. In Wisconsin, it's like winter rolls around and it's negative 20 degrees, and I want that nice thick imperial stout, But in summer, I do tend to lean. I really have been liking the Dragon's Milk white stout. It's like only 6%, but it's like a nice lighter version, but still has that like full-bodied like flavor that I really like. So to be fair, I can't pass one of those without reading it like that. Sugar says if you want a weirder profile and something different, Classic Lottie is one. Try Highland Park and maybe either a Tamdu or Tomatin for a set of different flavors. I have had Highland Park. But it was in a pour in just like a typical like rocks glass tile glass in a restaurant, so it wasn't like optimal tasting conditions. But I have had Highland Park, and that's the one that I had when I realized that I don't dislike peat. So I had some peat on it. I liked it, and then I was like, okay, I do like peat. I just don't like Lafroig. Hanganazy says, and Sugar Kitty is correct. We put corn crap in our beer. Yeah, New Glarus is a good beer. The ones I've had anyway. I love Spotted Cow.
Is she from Wisconsin?
She is. I don't. Where are you from, Stacey? I always forget. I can't remember if she's.
New Glarus is one that they don't sell outside of the state.
I swear they do. I swear they sell Spotted Cow everywhere. Tell me if you guys are able to buy Spotted Cow.
Like I remember that people from Illinois drive to New Glarus or to Wisconsin just past the border so they could buy New Glarus beer.
Maybe.
That's like a thing. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I think she might be from Ireland. I don't know. She loves her Irish whiskey, so it's hard to tell. Jay Gillis says, "Love the chat. Come to see me again at Tilot Brewing Company." Hey,
Oh, we know
Jay. Okay, I was just like, he sounds familiar. Yes, Titletown Brewery is also a great place to go. I had this maple one. It was like a nice heavier stout, and the can art was honestly hilarious because it was like this guy, this ripped guy in bed, and then this like girl with him in bed, and he had like a maple leaf tattooed on his chest, and it was just something about like I don't know.
It was like a sex joke.
Yeah, it was just funny, but
I can't remember.
yeah. Also, Titletown is a great place to get some brews. So and great employees who work there, very nice people there. So if you guys are ever in Green Bay, check it out. It's right downtown. So Hanging Daisy says, to be fair, you should say that with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Do I get paid?
No.
No,
Sugar Heat says,
no.
Coors in particular has a ton of corn in it. That's a super sweet taste to it. But Bud and Miller have rice for a light, smooth taste.
You're going to be spoiling all the things he's supposed to be learning on the tours. Supposed to be going on.
Hanging Daisy says craft beer, or did you say craft beer? See,
Oh.
the craft apparently is a thing that people don't love. Hanging Daisy says Germans came to the U.S. and had to make do with local ingredients. Okay. So Germans came to the U.S. and had to make do with local ingredients.
What is that? Oh, okay.
With
Never
beer
mind.
and stuff.
I understand.
I like Box. I like Doppelbox. I think those are good. Four Leaf says, I got some friends in Waukesha and outside of the Madison who brought me some good squeaky cheese curds and Nugglers. Yeah, so.
I told you can only get it in Wisconsin. You think I'm crazy.
Well, yeah, maybe. Turkey says, ooh, charcuterie. I love the German sausage. Give me the Wisconsin cheese to go with it. Wisconsin cheese is just great.
Charcuterie boards.
Derek says the Udder Tugger I had was good for a summer beer. Yeah, the Udder Tugger is from Badger State, and yeah, that was a nice like lighter one. Wisconsin charcuterie. Now you're talking. Yes, Columbus, Ohio. Okay, so very close actually. Ohio's like Illinois, Ohio, right here. No, is that Iowa? No. Ohio's the other way,
Ohio's
right?
next to Indiana.
Yeah, so Illinois,
Indiana. Ohio's like at the bottom of the lake.
It's like bottom right corner of Michigan, right? Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if Michigan and Indiana take up the entire thing, but yes, it's like over there.
So before I keep reading all these comments, which I'm glad you guys are blowing up because I'm having a lot of fun. You did, and you thought you liked it a little bit better than the last one. Maybe just go in for another sip and see if you get any kind of other tasting notes in there while I continue with these comments. And if you don't, that's okay. But just kind of your opinions, mouthfeel, flavor notes. Kind of look for oak, sweet, sugary, maybe some caramel and chocolate. Just kind of like this. And the finish, I always kind of get a funk from double oak, maybe just a little bit, maybe of like a leather.
I don't know what leather tastes like. I don't just eat some belts, lick a roasted.
It's cow. What you would think it would taste like, not what it actually tastes like. Nobody eats manure, but yet when they smoke cigars, they say it has a manure note.
When I was a kid, there was this thing, and I said tasted like ladybugs, and then my parents.
No, yeah, I can see that. Well, you can taste things through your nose. And ladybugs stink. So I can definitely tell you what a ladybug tastes like. Shirley says, I can get some spotted cow. It's not everywhere, but if I can track it down, I can track it down if I want it. So, haha. You can, it does have some distribution. Historically, not now, people can get the ingredients they need. Slow sipping back in 1905, to be fair. Hanging Daisy says, my buddy from Racine loved him some spotted cow and some Kringle. Yes.
We talked about Kringle on here
we've talked about the place that he was talking about. People who moved to the U.S. and had scotch making skills wound up making bourbon due to limited supplies. It's a good point. Never even thought about it that way. Hanging Daisy did a couple of projects in Racine about 10 years ago, a company that makes transmissions. We're under Michigan and Lake Erie. Okay, that would make sense. How does Scotty beer rank? I think pretty good. I mean, I like it. we're
I think
biased.
it's funny when people call it Scotty when like people from Wisconsin call it Wisco.
That's true. We call Wisconsin a Wisco, so like it would be Wisco beer.
I was like, "What's a Scotty?"
The only reason I knew what Scotty was is because there's select few places in Wisconsin
called, like,
they call it the
Scotty.
Scotty burger.
Oh,
It's like a burger from like some
cheese
burger joints,
curds,
and yeah,
sometimes they put like barbecue sauce on it.
usually it's cheese curds.
Yeah.
Usually, if you get like a Scotty burger, it's cheese curds. But yeah, no, I think it's. I don't know if it's because I like trying new things and having everything
with that
different.
our beer is better because we have the most. Don't we have like we're like one of the highest states with the most breweries?
I mean, there's so many breweries in
so
Wisconsin.
I think that
in Green Bay alone, there's like what 6 or 7.
Well, there's Stillmacht, Noble Roots, the one on the water. I think has beer.
Badger State, Copper State,
Titletown. There's another one that we're missing.
Plus, there's that one up in Howard over here.
The fire station.
And there's the one down in Denmark where I'm from.
Denmark Brewing.
Yeah, so we have, I mean, in just like 50-mile radius, we probably have like 20
So like I just
breweries.
feel like we know what we're doing. And we also are the drunkest state. So like
yeah, that's very true.
It's from beer. It's not like we're drinking like vodka.
Yeah.
Like,
so
we're drinking beer.
In terms of is Scotty beer good? Yeah, I would say it is.
When we are rich and we have a big house that can hold all of our whiskey friends, we're gonna invite everyone.
Yeah,
and you guys are gonna come, and we're all gonna go tour all the alcohol places by us.
Yeah,
and then
breweries, distilleries.
We'll take you to the breweries, and you guys can decide.
We'll start at the breweries. We'll jump around through those, and we'll stop at the bourbon bar, and I'll just have a giant bottle share all my whiskey, and we'll open up the back room with all the big bad bottles in it. But yeah, I'm always down to share as well if you guys are interested in trying some typical Wisconsin beers. I love sharing, so sharing culture. You know, send me something from Ohio, I'll send you Wisconsin, whatever suits your fancy. I'm down with trading all the time. So Hagen says the Glenmorangie 10 is a malty son of a gun, Kitty. Where did they start talking about Glenmo?
Right there.
Where?
I don't know.
Well, I think when he's saying Glenmo, I think he means Glenmorangie 10, which I have had. And yes, it is very malty. It's very like honey and like sweet. I personally like it. And he is asking Stacy if she has ever seen the lake monster in Erie. Is a Loch? Are you talking about the Loch Ness?
That's England.
I was gonna say that's not.
I think that's actually in Scotland. I'm not sure. It's in the Loch. I had to do a project on it in college. I don't even remember. Is this new?
So that is the Eagle Rare. Just kind of take your time smelling some stuff.
It smells like eggnog.
What? Eggnog? Let me see.
Think of eggnog, and then like the eggnog from the jug.
Okay. Oh, you're right.
I'm right. I know I'm right.
I could see that. Hold on.
Oh, it's freaking me out. We should mix eggnog.
Don't get too close. It's potent. Because that's not going to be over. So you got to think about it as that's not going to be overpowering vanilla because it doesn't just smell like vanilla. Vanilla is just
you put vanilla in eggnog.
Yeah, but like
so maybe
hold it a little further away from your nose. This. Like put that up to a closer amount, but put this a little further away, just so you get a hint of vanilla and see if you can recognize that.
I already had that.
So you smell the vanilla in there, right? And then I would say
the eggnog.
Is there any cinnamon in there?
Well, no, duh. There's eggnog and cinnamon and eggnog. It smells like eggnog.
I don't know if I get a lot of cinnamon in the Eagle Rare, but do you get that like grapey note at all?
I did. I did when I smelled it from the bottle. Besides the feet smell, that I think is just from your hand touching the thing like that.
Yeah.
But not as much now.
I kind of get a tobacco, like tobacco-y leather on the palate.
I can get the tobacco on the nose.
Yeah. It's just it's darker. I mean, it's like 10 years. It's 10 years old.
I can taste the tobacco in the nose.
Yeah. Yeah. See how the different places of glass can help that. Hey, is he the hockey team? That's the name of the minor league team Cleveland. I had a brand new beer called Scotty from Wisconsin. Oh, a brand of beer called Scotty from Wisconsin.
That's probably not from our.
That's what must be what she meant when she said Scotty beer.
I'm gonna Google it.
Here we are on a whole ass tangent. It wasn't even what you were asking about. Not the real monster.
Scotty beer.
Bessie, LOL. The
Scotty
Linus beer from Wisconsin or Minnesota is Linus.
What?
Linus.
Liney's. Shaking my head. Holden doesn't like Leinenkugel.
Oh, is that what he meant? Leinenkugel?
Yeah. You know that Jacob's named after Jacob Leinenkugel? The guy who made Leinenkugel?
Is he really?
Yeah.
Do
you think he was named after the Bible?
No.
I just think that's funny.
Jacob's is a very typical name, so I decided to...
No, I just think that's funny. Because if people assume that you named your kid after something, they probably thought Jacob.
I went to high school with a kid. We always called him Ray because Ray was his middle name because his last name was Kugel. His first name, his parents literally named him Leinen, so that when his first and last name were together, his name was Leinenkugel. That's just setting your kid up for failure.
This makes me laugh. Look at they put so we say Scotty. They put the how to the hyphenated. There are Scotty girls. This has to be
what Leinenkugel beer did I have that I didn't like?
You don't like lemon
Summer Shandy?
Summer Shandy, yeah.
Okay, well, the only reason I don't like Summer Shandy is because I like my beers to be full-bodied, and Summer Shandy is like a Pilsner mixed with lemonade. It's very thin, very light, and very sweet. And I just feel like if I'm having a beer, I don't want lemonade beer. You know what I mean?
This is in the Dells. Okay, my only concern about something in the Dells is that it's gotta be for tourists. That's probably why it's called Scotty beer.
That's true.
And they have they have Scotty Ale, Scotty Light, Scotty Hazy Hop, Scotty Smash, Scotty Citrus Wheat, Scotty Cranberry Cherry Seltzer. It just sounds very
yeah, you gotta get some beers from Green Bay.
Touristy to me, and nobody no, I only I don't know. I'd never go to the Dells.
Me either.
I went one time for school, one time when I was a kid. I just
touristy place in Wisconsin.
But I know a lot of people from Wisconsin who go to the Dells all the time, and I don't know if that's I'm bored, I want to go to the Dells. Do people in Florida go to Disney World all the time? Is that a thing?
That's true. You don't think about that because we live here, but Wisconsin Dells, it has a huge water park and theme park. For those of you who don't know, it's kind of like Wisconsin's. Why did I say it like that? Wisconsin's touristy kind of part of the state.
I also think that I find a little odd. They have Scotty girls, so they have cheerleaders for their beer, and I find that a little weird.
Probably just for advertising, I would think.
Well, I know, but if your beer is truly good, you don't need a naked lady.
Do the naked lady. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Anyway,
I've never had it.
Yeah. How'd you feel about the Eagle Rare? On the palate.
I could taste the tobacco on the palate.
Tobacco, yeah.
But I think the tobacco and the eggnog is what I'm getting confused.
Okay. I would say the eggnog definitely is coming from that vanilla and that sweet sweetness.
But maybe mixed with the tobacco is making me
yeah. The tobacco is coming from the age. So this is a 10-year-old age-dated whiskey. So that tobacco and those darker notes. It also has some maybe some sweet oak.
I don't think that I would actively search out a tobacco-y alcohol.
Right. I like tobacco. I'm sure it would go well with a cigar, but
I don't like that.
Yeah. She just doesn't love when I smoke cigars, but sometimes they just go really well with whiskey. It's just nice and relaxing. Yeah, she's not a fan. But fun fact, I was just jumping around, running some errands yesterday, and I stopped in a liquor store that I had never been to before. And I went in there and I was looking around, just typical hunting stuff. I look up on the back shelf and I see 2 Eagle Rares in a box with Blantons. And I'm like, interesting. So I get a little closer. I squint my eyes and I look at the price tag. $80 for an Eagle Rare and $120 for Blanton's. And so I just laughed to myself and walked out of the store. But oh my God, this is getting outrageous with all this stuff going on and the prices of this stuff. Liney is in Wisconsin. They are talking about Leinenkugel, right? I think.
Well, I'm guessing it's because you call it like nobody in Wisconsin calls Leinenkugels either. You know, just call it Leinies.
Really?
Have you ever heard anyone say I'm gonna have some Leinenkugel beer?
I've only ever heard the only Leinenkugel beer that people that I know drink is Summer Shandy.
No, because people drink like the Oktoberfest. Leinenkugel beer is extremely popular. I just don't think you're seeing it because you're not looking for it.
Right.
Because I like their Oktoberfest.
I've had their amber ale, I think.
Probably.
Hudson had given me a bottle, and I thought it was.
Yeah.
Because he said this is gross, and I had it. And I'm like, this is nice.
No, yeah. That was Casey. No.
It was Hudson.
That was Hudson. Yeah, that was at his apartment. No, yeah. I like the Oktoberfest beer.
Yeah. So, Leinenkugel, not bad. We're gonna keep this open for now. So, long story short, so Woodford Reserve Double Oak probably number one. So far. Can I safe in assuming this is number 2 for you, or would it be Brothers Bond?
I mean, it was okay. I could taste more in it, but I didn't necessarily think oh my god, it's Eagle Rare.
Oh my god, I'm gonna pay $80 for this $32 bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
I can understand that. I do like the extra notes that it does have to offer, being a 10-year, having some more flavors in it. But so Eagle Rare, her so far second. So I'd say Woodford was her first, Eagle Rare second, Brothers Bond, and then 46. You would think?
I don't know. I guess those two are kind of like tied.
All right.
What's this?
That is High West Double Rye. That comes in at 46% alcohol. That's 92 proof. And this is a 95.5 rye. So that's 90% or 95% rye and 5% malted rye or malted barley or something.
I don't know if I like that.
Are you getting the dill?
I'm getting something that I don't like.
So, and this one is very rye forward, right? There's so many herbs in there, like herbaceousness, and also has like that dill in there. It also has like a really sweet caramel. I think on the palate might change your mind a little bit, but just take your time and smell a little bit, and when you're ready, just go in for a taste.
I don't like how it smells. I think it smells really bad.
And a lot of times, that's people's initial reaction with rye because bourbon is, I feel like, an easier spirit to get into. Erie would sustain a lake monster better than Loch Ness, just saying. That's funny. What? It's like plywood. Let me see. So Loren's official tasting note of the High West Double Rye is it tastes like plywood. I mean, that's very like...
I don't know what it is on that.
Green tea.
I don't like green tea. Why would you give me that?
Green tea, dill, caramel.
I get 0 caramel. It's probably green tea, and I don't like green tea. It's gross.
I get way more caramel on the palate than I do on the nose. It's sweeter on the palate than... Definitely has some of that like spice in there too, though. Just on the palate, not quite on the nose. So I don't really get any spice on the nose in this one. Kind of get like a little bit of that sweet caramel in there.
I get a whole bunch of me not liking it.
A whole bunch of what?
Me not liking
it. Yeah.
What if I spit in that?
I hope you didn't. We're just gonna put that back in the back of the shelf where she's like to live back there. So High West Double Rye, I don't drink it very often. It's kind of one that I bring when I'm in the mood to feel like a cowboy because the label is so cool. If I was drinking a High West Double Rye, it would be my Manhattan barrel finished one because that one's nice. But we're gonna go ahead and pour Loren a glass of Wild Turkey 101. We have in that one some cinnamon, some vanilla, some cherries.
I've had one.
I know you have, but it's always fun to revisit things after you have had more experience. Because I have definitely tasted things and then grew my palate and my whiskey tasting ability. And I went back and it tasted completely different from what I originally thought. Well, maybe you rinse your palate and have some water, and I will grab the Wild Turkey 101, which I am very low on. I'm going to need a new bottle pretty soon here. Oof. Why did I smell it with the cap on? I don't know why I did that. Okay. Oh, yes. That's nice. All right, so you can go ahead and smell that. I'll keep reading some comments here.
This smells like ladybugs.
What?
I don't know.
No, not ladybugs. Hey, Measy says I'm drinking Glenmorangie 10 right now. Interesting. So what are your tasting notes for that? I definitely think it has some malt, some honey, some like light, like I don't know what those cookies are called, but like
the butter
cookies. Yeah, like butter cookie note. No. Very like vanilla, just like very light, sweet, fruity. I think it has some like. I wanted to say it had some like light, like. I don't know if there's like a.
This one smells like pumpkin pie.
I don't know, some kind of fruit note in it too. Pumpkin pie. Did you get the cinnamon?
Like, but not super cinnamony. Like, you know how pumpkin pies like smell cinnamony, but it doesn't like it's not that cinnamon is the smell.
Yeah, I mean this is very potent.
I don't want to put my nose in, so that's how you die.
Huh? No, you don't put it close. You can smell it from like right here. Also, another big note in this Wild Turkey 101 is the vanilla.
I think you put vanilla in pumpkin pie too.
Oh, I love me the smell of vanilla extract. Here, you guys can smell that too. There you go.
You know when like you were a kid and you'd watch cooking shows on like PBS and like or the PBS channel and they have the cooking ladies on there and they would be like, oh, in 20 years there's gonna be 4D TV where I put this, you can smell it too. 20 years later, there's no 4D TV.
There's no 4D TV. Yeah, what the heck, stupid news ladies?
No, the old lady bakers.
Sorry, old lady bakers. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Did you taste that or did you just smell it?
I just told you, it tastes like pumpkin pie.
Oh, it tastes like pumpkin pie. What did you think? Okay, I'll let you taste it again. I'm gonna taste it now. I haven't had it in a while because I don't want to buy another bottle because I don't want to finish this bottle. But yeah, what can I say? I get stingy. Yeah, that's okay. When you drink it this time, really focus on the mouthfeel and like the viscosity.
Oh, it doesn't tingle.
Yeah, it's really rich, I think, and like thicker than like a typical one that you would drink. It's just so good. I just like it a lot.
I like that it doesn't hurt me to drink it.
Which is funny because a lot of people say the opposite, but then
really?
a lot of people don't drink. A lot of the whiskey drinkers love it. A lot of people who don't drink whiskey hate it.
That last one hurt my tongue a lot. So maybe it's just the difference. Like,
this
one doesn't.
Plus, you also had a palate cleanse between the two.
But, like, oh, yeah, so it couldn't have been that. This one doesn't tingle at all. I like it.
Yeah. I like it, too. I think, so, would you say that's probably number 2 for you now? I think
I could drink more of this one because it's, like, lighter, so probably.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it just smells... Okay, so on the... Let's talk tasting notes. You get... so you said pumpkin pie for a palate. Less of a pumpkin, more of like the ingredients of a pumpkin pie, I think you're
like
thinking.
The essence of it.
The essence, which, I mean, when you smell pumpkin pie, you kind of get a lot of that cinnamon and vanilla, like, you just like, and there's pumpkin there, you know, but I guess I've never really thought about pumpkin pie when I've drank it, but the thing about drinking whiskey is it's very personalized. So it really is, when you smell and taste it, it's the sensors in your brain trying to decipher what it is. And so for every person, that's different. So you may get pumpkin pie because maybe you drank. I hope you didn't drink pumpkin pie. Maybe you ate pumpkin pie a lot as a kid, and then or just like And maybe just like pumpkin pie.
I only ever had pumpkin pie maybe 2 times growing up, and that was because Ashley's dad would buy pumpkin pie and he'd put it in the freezer, and then we'd eat it like popsicles.
Okay.
And then when I started dating you,
pumpkin pie is fantastic. I love pumpkin pie. But yeah, I think that's really kind of the cinnamon note that you're getting.
I can taste like the vanilla and stuff too.
Yeah, it definitely has some vanilla, some cherry note as well. You get any of the cherries on the nose? Kind of pull it.
We've already been established this. Loren can't smell cherry.
Loren cannot smell cherries, apparently. Sugar He says, hanging on the Highlands usually either go the malt direction or the apple wine direction. You've got Glenmorangie Deanston versus Kleinelish and
Judy help.
Glencadam.
You got it?
Yeah, Glencadam. I'm so bad at Scotch pronunciation, guys. Hanging as he says, I like it, but it's malty. Yeah, I think malty is kind of one of those things that it's personal preference. Some people like it, some people hate it. Loch Ness is so deep and it is constantly looks black, even in the water is completely clear. That makes it really hard to see anything at all. Forley says Wisconsin Dells Brewing Company makes Scotty beer. Yeah, so yeah, like we said, Wisconsin Dells, kind of one of those places where it's, whether you want to trust stuff from there or not, it's your choice. But that is the touristy part of Wisconsin. Haney's, this is horseradish, curds, and poutine. That's just crazy enough to work. I haven't had poutine.
They have it at Bourbon.
Yeah. I don't like horseradish. So that's my only issue with your sentence right there. I think I'd love poutine. I love cheese curds.
Yeah, like poutine is like gravy instead of like the Asiago sauce.
Yeah. Hey, Nazy, what makes you think the monster needs food? Oh, good point. Derek says, I met Jake Leinenkugel at Festival Foods when he was little. Interesting.
No. My brother met Jacob Leinenkugel at Festival Foods when
he was little. Met Jake. Oh, yes. I thought you said I met Jake.
My dad did not meet Jacob Leinenkugel when he was a kid. That's not hold it up.
Oh, your brother was a kid,
yes, my
and he met Jake. Oh my goodness. Shows how much I know, to be honest. Yeah. So her dad met Jake Leinenkugel, or her brother met Jake Leinenkugel when her brother was a kid. And that's who he was named after, apparently.
But he doesn't care.
But he does, yeah. But he doesn't drink beer. Well, he's not 21. So Sugar Kitty says lemonade and beer equals Radler. Lemonade and Coke equals Spezi. For what is that from?
I think it's in German.
Oh, okay. Wisconsin. Yeah, no, I don't.
Wisconsin.
I don't like.
We have shirts here that say Wisconsin because that's how the people, like the college, like football announcers pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And we're all just like, that's not how you say it.
Okay, but like everyone thinks that we say it like that, and we don't.
Wisconsin.
We say Wisconsin. We just say Wisconsin. It's Wisconsin. Damn it. They're watching us and they're thinking, I don't see a difference. Like that's that one thing from The Office where like, what's the difference between these two pictures? It's the same picture. Stacy says, I do like the Snowdrift vanilla porter. I like porters. I like flavored porters. We have a peanut butter porter from Badger State that we really like.
Oh.
It's a team up.
Always drink. It was the Copper State one, I thought.
That was Badger State. It was a mix. It was their one with Sweet Genius. Yeah, Surges.
Oh yeah.
Hanging Days, he says, I only buy Eagle Rare for 33 to 35 MSRP range. I agree. I don't like to spend secondary on bottles. People in Minnesota drink the hell out of Liney's. Yeah.
It's kind of close to Minnesota.
Yeah, it's over in that direction. Sugar Kitty says, if you'd like to double oak, get a bottle of Michter's American to try. Interesting. I've heard good things about Michter's American. I haven't had it. I actually haven't even had any Michter's
Are you sure?
products.
Didn't you have a Michter's last time I went to the Bourbon?
No. I think I was about to get it, and I ended up getting something. I think it was like, I ended up getting like Jack Barrel Proof or something like that. Or Russell's. Maybe I got Russell's. No, not Russell's. yeah, so I definitely think some double oak products. Oh,
If you pull out that 1792, we can just put it back. Okay.
we're gonna see what she thinks about this. This is another double barrel product, and a quite good one according to the masses. Very popular, Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. Very hard to find and reasonably expensive compared to the Woodford Reserve. So we're gonna go ahead and pour you a little dram of this one. And so yeah, double barrel product. They usually are sweeter. They're a lot more oak influence, a lot of like the sweet dark notes, and some like sweet oak. Another note you could be getting, and it could be in that Woodford bottle that you were talking about earlier. Let me just...
You're so weird.
It is a sweet oak because like you don't really know what
the
oak.
difference between regular oak and sweet oak is gonna taste like, so I don't go wrong.
Well, I know it's just kind of something that you know that so many whiskeys have that sweet oak note that eventually your mind just puts together two and two together that that's what like a sweet oak would taste like.
Potent as the other one.
It's a pretty small pour, so you kind of give it a bigger swirl so it really coats the edge of the glass, and then it should be a little bit more in there. Now give it a sniff. No?
It's not as strong as the Woodford one.
It could just also be because she's had
Well, I don't mean strong. I mean like that one like slapped in the face with all the sugars.
Oh yeah. Not as potent, I think is the right word.
That's what I said.
You said strong, and I was thinking alcohol.
Well, then you said potent. You're not good at listening.
Also, did you guys know that you guys could get 30% off your first month subscription on Wrist Mafia using the coupon code Bourbon Bar at checkout? I don't know if you guys fancy watches, but I personally do. And this is one that Wrist Mafia sent me. And it is a very cool skeleton watch. Nice stainless steel band, and it's honestly so cool. As you can see, it's not battery powered, so it's very like vintage wind up type watch. Valued at about $125, comes in a really cool case with a warranty and a different leather band. So if you guys are looking to upgrade your watch game, definitely check out Wrist Mafia. The link is in my description. That being said, let's get a couple of these comments. Did you sip that one?
Yeah.
And what did you feel about it?
I like the other one better.
You like the other one better?
Yeah.
In terms of all the ones, was this kind of more in line with what you liked, or were you kind of? Is this kind of?
I like that one.
So where would this be? Would this be behind or in front of Eagle Rare?
I don't remember.
I'll give you one more taste of this one if you would like.
It's lower. I don't like that. It's not as bad as the. It's not as bad as the High West one.
Yeah, this is nice. This is good. I'll give you this wild turkey back. I'm just kidding. I'll finish that. But one more that she didn't try, which I kind of wanted. You've never had Elijah Craig small batch, have you? So we're gonna grab out the Elijah Craig small batch. And I don't want her to go nuts and drink too much whiskey because you don't want her to get sick of it. But my whole plan was to kind of have her drink this one. Is one of the beginner bourbons that I really enjoyed. However, I personally love the Heaven Hill Profile. I think it has a little bit of like a nutty, fruity kind of essence to it. And
I drank too much, and it's too much for me.
And I think Heaven Hill is kind of a unique flavor profile. I'm gonna rinse this. Wrong pipe.
I feel like I have one of those sick throats. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Sometimes it goes down the wrong pipe, or you just have a lot
right
of it.
Pipe.
Oh. Also, if you don't have like enough saliva, sometimes it just
I have enough saliva.
Goes down.
You know
a little
how when
harsher.
you get your braces off, they give you those little pills that dry your mouth out, so that way it's easier for them to get the stuff off because your teeth aren't like sopping wet and there's not drool dripping out of your mouth?
No.
Okay,
I never had that. They
I-
stuck gauze in my throat and that stopped everything.
Okay, well, I think that they didn't want to have to do that to people, so they gave us these little teeny pills, and then like you just took them like half hour before, and like your just mouth stopped salivating for like a couple hours. And I took them, and it made me like way worse. The lady told me I had really like just like a juicy mouth.
Juicy mouth. You guys hear that, everyone? She's gonna make some man lucky one day. Oh wait,
you're so gross.
That was a joke.
Family TV show.
This is a family show, and I'm sorry. Okay, so in this glass we have the Elijah Craig Small Batch. This is one of my personal favorites in beginners. I think this is kind of like a go-to for me if a bar around here, if they don't really have a good whiskey selection, I kind of reach toward this Elijah Craig Small Batch. Lots of oak presence in this one. Some fruitier notes and a little bit of like a peanutty note, which I don't think she's had a lot of experience with that peanutty note yet. So we're going to kind of see if this falls on her palate and something she enjoys or not. It's a pretty easy one to drink. It's 94 proof, but it does drink pretty mildly. So. Yes. That's good. Although there was one time that I drank too much of that and it did me dirty, but I mean, I was on the bathroom floor for a long time after that night. Sugar Kitty says I'll pay $40 or a bit more for Eagle Rare pick, but that's tops. Yeah. So mine was a pick. I ended up paying a little bit more for it. I got it from someone on Instagram and I had to pay for shipping to get it shipped here. So there's that. But overall, yeah, I wouldn't pay over MSRP for a lot of this stuff. Hanging Z says Summer Shandy is good stuff. I just could not drink much in a row. Yeah, that's true.
I feel like it's just one of those spirits you just have to be like in the mood for.
Yeah, well the thing is like Hanging AZ, like you said, he lives in Hades, so like it's hot. I mean, I've had Summer Shandy when I was like on a river basking in like 90 degree heat. Then it's like this is nice, refreshing, like this is good. But like when I'm like at home and I just kind of wanted like a beer and stuff or something like that, and I'm not like outside or anything, I don't gravitate toward that like that light sweet beer. Sugar Heat says the Double Rye has good MGP and is really young. Has good MGP and really young. How a spirit comes across as really squeaky mouthfeel. It's out there. Yeah, it's definitely a weirder one for sure. She wasn't a huge fan of that. $5 for a pick. If you like the rye, the Victor's rye is something you need to try. She was not a fan of the rye of the High West, but High West it's kind of like different points of the spectrum because High West is very very weird. It's a very rye. So
Right.
Sugar He says you need to be a real rye fan to like the Double Rye. Emerald Giant is much better in initial bottles. So interesting. Maybe I'll finally have an excuse to pick up some Emerald Giant. So give that a try. Millionaire? No. Bourbon is in the house. Cheers. What's up, Bourbon? Thanks for joining. Everyone go check out Bourbon's channel. And if it's not posted yet, Sugar Kitty or someone, go ahead and post his channel link in the chat. Hanging AZ says malt and honey, pear and vanilla for Glenmorangie 10. Yeah, I say that's pretty spot on for what I remember. Glenmorangie 10 being Smell-O-Vision. Yes, 40 TVs. That's what the future is going to be one day. Julia Childs, is that who it was?
I never watched Julia Child. We watched like America's Test Kitchen a lot, and like
right.
The guy from oh my gosh, the Gordon Ramsay show.
Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay?
No, the show. Which show?
Oh, Hell's Kitchen?
No, is Hell's Kitchen the one with the two teams?
I don't know. I just know
Hell's
Kitchen.
The one where it's like the two teams, the bald guy, it was like three judges, the bald guy judge, I think his name is like Joseph or something like that. His mother, I think her name was Lydia or something like that. I think it was like Lydia's Italy. I think that's what it was called. We watched her a lot.
Okay.
those people, they would always be like, oh, I wish you could smell it. One day there's going to be 4D TV and you can smell it.
You know, I went to Disney World, and I told you this already, but I'm telling them. They had a ride called Soren, and like it was like a 4D ride where like you're sitting in chairs and you're like paragliding or whatever, and then all of a sudden like you go over an ocean and you get sprayed in the face with
like that.
Yeah, you get sprayed in the face with mist
at the Milwaukee Zoo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't go on it.
You get sprayed in the face with mist, and you smell like salt water, and then like you go over a field of orange trees, and they made this like citrus smell, and it was a weird experience. Biking Bourbon's in the chat. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, Biking Bourbon. Nice to see you in here. Thanks for stopping in. Jay Gillis says, let's do a cigar and bourbon live chat. I would love that. I would love an excuse to smoke a cigar, have some bourbon, and just hang out.
Maybe you and Holden can meet at Prohibition after work one day.
True. That, or I don't know if your guys' rooftop bar has if you guys are allowed to smoke cigars up there, because that would be, I mean, technically it's outside, so I don't know if that's something you guys do.
I don't know what the rules are.
I don't know what the rules are for smoking cigars like in buildings in general, because I didn't think it was legal, but Prohibition you can do it.
I think that I don't think it's legal, because I think that it's certain places can get clearance because it's not the same as cigarettes.
Okay.
Because technically you're not supposed to be vaping indoors either. It's the same concept.
Really?
What people do, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So Jay, hit me up. The Bourbon Bar _ on Instagram, or my email, just hit me up sometime. We'll definitely make something like that work. That would be fun. Agnes Z says, make some chartreuse. Is it chartreuse? Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's like chartreuse. As the German... I was thinking he was talking about the alcohol. As a German reviewer, Horst and his son, Ben, would say... Oh, I think they were butchering it on purpose. Sorry, I'm just like confused about the chartreuse, whatever. Biking Bourbon says, Wisconsin Dells, where are you from? If you're talking to us, we are from Green Bay. The Green Bay area.
That's not close to Wisconsin Dells.
Wisconsin Dells is like south in between.
It's like right in the middle of the state.
Which is south of us.
Yeah, well,
southwest. It's between here and Milwaukee, right? I mean, Madison.
Madison, yeah. It's like if you go through Ripon, if you take the route between Ripon and Madison, you hit Wisconsin.
Yeah, so if you draw a line from Green Bay to Madison, it's in between but closer to the Madison area.
Yeah,
it's like 2 hours away from here.
No, it's like
3.
Probably almost 3.
It's almost 3 hours away from here. Yeah, we don't go there very often, but Fifth Quarter Tailgate says, cheers. Hey, man, welcome to it. Thanks for stopping in. I'm glad to see you here. I got a 12-hour miler. Oh, I'm talking about biking. Cheers, Stacy. Nothing to be ashamed of. I don't normally do long ride distance, primarily single tracks. Kenny Z says, am I the only person here who thinks Elijah Craig is meh?
We're about to find out if I feel the same way.
Once Loren tastes it, we're going to find out. So I think Elijah Craig is very personally...
Holden loves Elijah Craig.
I do, but I'll agree that it's weird. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like it. I mean, I know a lot of people who think that in terms of beginner whiskey, it's not... But you said that people like
Buffalo Trace, and I thought it was like...
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't have a professional tongue or anything.
People also don't like Bookers.
But it was very...
People don't like Bookers because they think it's too nutty. Like that beam profile, they think it's too nutty. I love the nutty notes. A good nut is always appreciated by me. That's all I gotta say about that.
Holden, nuts was last live stream. Let's move on.
Fifth Quarter says, hey, Sugar Kitty.
Hi,
Sugar Kitty. Single speed 12 miler, like a 40, but bad out hell. Bad out of hell. And it rained hard on the way back. Well, rain always feels good when you're doing a bike ride or well, I can't say that because it might make a little bit of chafing be an issue. But I can imagine when you're hot and sweaty, and especially in the heat.
On the bike?
Well, like your legs are like you're going like this, and like your ass is like on the thing. You have to like put cream and.
Don't you wear the long?
Yeah, but I mean, It's kind of like the same thing as runners putting tape on their nipples. Like, you gotta be preemptive because if
Yeah,
you go on
the material, it's meant to.
Yeah, I know,
That's
but
why-
like your skin still rubs against the material sometimes.
Well, not the type.
Well, I know, but they're going for like 40. Did he say
I
40
need to
miles?
know.
Well, 12 miles, but like
40 miles. Fuck that.
Well, Eric the Electric,
I know,
he
he's
goes
got
like
issues.
200 miles.
Well, you know
in a
what?
ride.
He also eats like an entire grocery store in one sitting. So
That's true. He says, or a buying club. So which number is one? So which is number one for Loren so far? Number one for Loren is the Woodford Double Oaked. Number two for Loren is the Wild Turkey 101. She actually really liked, which is
like
awesome.
this.
You do like that? Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's very like bland. Like,
easy.
I shouldn't say
It's
bland.
Easy.
It doesn't have much to it. It's like I understand why
it's
he
simple.
wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. It tastes.
I would never say that Elijah Craig is like end all be. I mean, Elijah Craig versus Wild Turkey. It just has so much more to offer. But a reliable, decent pour in a bar that's like just something easy to drink and that I find yummy. Elijah Craig is definitely on the palate. Just like nice. It's just all around nice. So yeah. So where does that go for you? So you have Woodford Double Oaked, and then is that above or below Wild Turkey 101?
No, below.
Below. So Woodford Double Oaked, Wild Turkey 101, Elijah Craig Small Batch, and then the rest of them. In no particular order. The rest of them she wasn't a huge fan of. Haney Z says, I hated braces and the roof spreader thing with the key.
Have that.
I didn't have that either.
I had like these like things that they glued onto the back of my teeth, so I couldn't close my mouth. So I was like,
oh, ew.
And I broke them like once a frickin' week. I mean, I was constantly in there getting.
I broke so many braces because I didn't follow any of the rules.
I never broke any braces, like the brackets, but I broke the bumper things.
Oh, I broke my brackets clean off my teeth all the time.
No, I never did. I was really good about my braces though.
Okay.
I had that little pick thing, and I was like constantly there. I brushed my teeth like 16 times a day.
I was eating candy bars and gum and nuts, and I was just
First of all, the fact that your mom didn't beat the shit out of you.
She was pissed. She's like, I paid thousands of dollars for you to have straight teeth, and I had my braces on for a long time.
I only had my braces on for I got them on right before the end of my freshman year, and I got them taken off right before I got my license. So that's like maybe 7 months.
Yeah,
and my teeth were way worse than yours.
I had them for like 2 years.
And it's because I took care of them.
Yeah. It is what it is. Bourbon Bites is in the chat. Ooh, Elijah Craig, one of the ones that got me into bourbon, and still my mom's favorite whiskey. Good choice. Yeah. So thanks for saying hey, Cliffy. I'm glad to see you here. Yeah, Elijah Craig, I agree. Good whiskey. Controversial sometimes in when it comes to beginner whiskeys. A lot of people leave it out of their beginner whiskey lists. A lot of people don't even mention it, and I just think it's good. So it's just something that I thoroughly enjoy. So Sugar Kitty posted, it's not my bourbon, it's not your bourbon, it's Bourbon's bourbon. So you got the link in the chat. Thanks, Sugar Kitty, for doing that. Yeah, go subscribe to Bourbon. Also subscribe to Bourbon Bites, because Cliffy is an absolute G, and he makes some great content, especially if you guys like gaming too. Whiskey gaming, who doesn't love that combination? Hangley Z says, I did a difficult hike on the Flatiron in the Superstition Mountains, and was craving lemonade the whole time. Stopped for lunch on the way home, and I had a lemonade, and it made me puke. Ugh, that's rough. That is drinks. The death stare. I owe you a what? A bourbon?
Yeah.
Deal.
No, I already have one.
Okay. I think we're going to go with the last bourbon of the night. Bah! Brothers Bond. So she smelled this the other day when I was doing my review of it.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't want to. I was cranky then.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to admit that.
No, she was just a queen. So sweet.
Queens aren't sweet. Queens are bitchy. That's why they're the queen.
Anyway, where'd the water go? Oh. So yeah, we're just gonna do a little bit of a tasting of Brothers Bond and Cask Strength, and I obviously put my review out. If you guys haven't seen the review, please go watch it, like it, comment on it. I know a lot of you guys did, so thanks for that. But it's really good, and I like it a lot, and yeah, I'll kind of give you guys a little live review of it right now. And then Loren can tell you what she thinks. It's going to be basically her first kind of high proof whiskey that she'll be sitting down and picking apart with me. Especially after being warmed up with all these other whiskeys and getting a good taste of everything. So her palate's nice and warmed up. She definitely has some flavor notes down in her mind, so she knows what to be looking for.
The bald guy is Italy's son.
Okay. So Kitchen Nightmares is the first one. Hell's Kitchen is the team.
Yeah, Hell's Kitchen is what I must be thinking.
Lydia's program is on PBS. They have cigar bars here. Really? Well,
it's like a thing. It's not like it's like, oh, there's one in Green Bay. There's none in
okay, well, yeah, there's one in Green Bay. But I wouldn't really call it a cigar bar because the actual bar portion you're not allowed to smoke in. So they have the bar portion in this place. It's a cigar lounge. So the bar portion is actually a separate room. You're not allowed to smoke in there, but
which I like because sometimes like
they have good drinks.
They have good drinks, and I don't want to have to go there and be like reeking of cigars.
Yeah.
And it's separate, and they have really comfy chairs, and their alcohol is really cheap. Like,
right.
I get like
also,
the Cask one, it's like $5.
It's nice. They have 2 floors. A lot of people don't go on the upstairs. They stay on the downstairs floor. So we go there and we go to the upstairs. Usually a lot less smoke, a lot less stuff for like her. But then if I want to still have a cigar, I can kind of sit there, relax, have a cigar. We haven't been there in a while. I'd like to go back, but it's kind of a winter thing. Yeah, there's a wine lounge right next to it. It's kind of like a winter thing for me, going to a cigar lounge. In summer, I usually do like a cigar a week, kind of keep it at that lower end of cigar smoking. And I usually have it on Fridays when I go golfing because golf and cigars, perfect pairing. But yeah, so once winter rolls around, I'm sure we'll probably go there more often. Haney Z says the Germans say citrus in a weird way, Holden. Oh, citrus. I would assume that the Germans is citrus.
Okay, that was a horrible German accent. Like, horrible.
Well, okay, I'm not German, so you guys can't make fun of my German accent.
Aren't you German?
Wait, I am German. Shit, backfired.
If you're Czech, you're not.
Okay, when he says that, I'm saying citrus. Is that Russian?
I don't like your accent for it.
Mother Russia. Stacy says that it's sounding like an episode of The Office. Hanny Z says I wear khaki shorts. No nut huggers. Ooh, then I bet there's some kind of chafing going on. I like the way you call those pants nut huggers. Is that like the technical term for them? Tricky says sounds like molar bands. If I ever had an expander, I would have been hurt.
I would have been hurting people.
Yeah, so honestly, I just had typical braces and I had rubber bands. So I put it on.
Rubber bands.
Yeah, I had a huge underbite.
You had an underbite?
No, I lied. I had a huge overbite.
I was gonna say, there's no way you would have underbite and gotten that fixed.
No, I had a huge overbite.
Surgery.
I could stick my finger between my back teeth and my front teeth. I was like,
seriously?
I guess. I was younger at the time, so my hands weren't as big. But I could fit it between my teeth.
Oh.
I couldn't fit it into my mouth, but it was about a finger length, or a finger width of gap between of an underbite. So when I had rubber bands, I had my braces on, and I would hook the rubber band to my front tooth here. I'd hook the other one way in the back of my teeth here, so I was pulling my jaw forward.
Mine were not that bad.
My mom had an underbite and
Your mom does not.
Sorry, have an overbite. And when she was younger, they this was before braces were a huge thing. She said in order for them to fix it, they said that they would have had to break her jaw and then realign it for it to heal.
My uncle had to get his jaw cracked in the middle because his mouth was too small. They had to make it work.
So she never did that. So she just never got braces. You ever watch horseandwhiskey.com? I had a bottle of Elijah Craig, but it was kind of tame. I mean, it's just easy. It's easy to drink. It's It's kind of the notes.
Maybe you want some of the ones in the corner.
What ones?
Those ones.
These ones? Oh yeah, the Elijah Craig barrel proofs. Yeah, I'd say Elijah Craig's pretty tame, but it is like I said, it's just good, reliable, and a nice beginner whiskey. That being said, it is time for one of the most exciting nights or parts of the night, and that is the Brothers Bond Cask's original cask strength whiskey, 115.8 proof, 57.9% alcohol. And this is a 4-grain whiskey. Cask strength. It's a limited release.
Did you pour so much because you want to drink all this?
Maybe. I mean, when we're done live streaming, I'll probably sit and sip on it when we're watching the Arrow or just Arrow or whatever you guys want to call it. Hey, Nazi says on occasionally I'll watch those. Man, didn't talk about that.
Kind of smells spicy.
Bourbon gaming. It's a must-be bourbon. Oh, Sugar Kitty, you spelled it wrong. Bourbon Bites, not Guides, everybody. But yes, click the link. Go subscribe to Bourbon Bites. Cliffy is awesome. So, Biking Bourbon says I'm catching up too. I'm from Waukesha County. Okay,
You're
yeah.
from Wisconsin?
Have we talked about this before? Biking Bourbon is in here quite often, so I feel like we've talked about it. I mean, we had to have talked about this before. Waukesha.
Ask him, do you like the Scotty beer from Wisconsin Dells?
Yeah, do you like Scotty beer? Biking Bourbon?
Is it touristy? Like, we're in Wisconsin Dells, so we're gonna make a beer called Scotty beer, and it's very touristy. Or
have you ever been to any of the Green Bay breweries? Because the Green Bay ones is what. Like, if you could compare Scotty to like any of like.
I think Waukesha is where they put the Lions.
Where is Waukesha?
Waukesha is like by Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. It's like above Milwaukee, right?
It's like
it's between
Milwaukee.
Denmark
I think
and
it's like right here.
Like if we were going to Milwaukee, we'd go through.
If you're coming down, you're going straight into Milwaukee.
Yeah, from
because
Denmark.
Waukesha is like to the side a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it's like it's not like it's far. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like this.
Okay.
But what was I saying?
Asking him about the Scotty beer.
I was saying something else.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure Waukesha is where they put the new Lion's Tail.
Oh yeah. Is it?
Go to Lion's Tail.
Lion's Tail.
It's new.
They have a lot of choices. At least the one in Nina does.
Yeah.
They have great beers. I love Lion's Tail. They're awesome. Haven't tried Brothers Bond yet. So I personally love Brothers Bond. It's really simple, especially for an experienced whiskey drinker. The normal one, the 80 proof, which is the one I talk about all the time. For a beginner whiskey, very nice. It's very easy to drink. It's kind of a no thinker. You kind of just pour it on a hot day. It's only 80 proof. You just kind of drink it like water. So it's very good. However, I've been waiting for them to put out this cask strength, and honestly, phenomenal. I put out my review just the other day. You guys can go watch that. I put it out on Saturday, and it's just like first initially like smells kind of like Larceny barrel proof. It just like a lot of like wheat, like cask strength wheated whiskey in there. But it has some like other really nice notes in there. But it's still got like some like banana nut muffin type vibes, but it kind of falls into those like darker notes with tobacco and things along that line. A lot like more oak presence too. Overall, it's just like nice. It's complex. It's balanced. It's just like it's really good. And Fred Minnick had posted on Instagram about it.
It's spicy.
Yes, rye spice is definitely present in this one. A lot of rye spice. Fred Minnick had posted about it on Instagram, and he had called it good. And if that's not any indication for it being actually good, then I don't know what is.
Spicy on the tongue.
So yeah, Bourbon Bites. If you ever want to try it, I could definitely. I'm gonna have 2 bottles, so I'd be interested in. Maybe we could work something out. Maybe do a collab or send each other some whiskey to try.
I thought it was biking bourbon. I was saying, let's just drive down there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Bike down there, but on the motorcycle, so I don't have to do any work.
True. Sugar Kitty says also if you're into sports, it's a Fifth Quarter Tailgate. So yeah, everyone go subscribe to Fifth Quarter Tailgate's channel.
Okay, I have my decisions on this one.
Have you tasted it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like it was really hot at first,
Yep.
but then afterwards, and it sat on my tongue. It's like sweet, like chocolate.
Okay. Yeah. So like nice. It's like the reason I call it close to a Larson Barrel Proof. It's like almost like a candy, like a sweet candy bar.
It was like sweet on the, like I can still.
But like a dark sweet. It's not
But
like
spicy, it,
fruity.
like,
It's not like overly like fruit sweetness as much as it's like.
No, it's like just sweet.
And the burn is it being cask strength for you. For a lot of these people, it's pretty typical. So it also has a lot of rye spice on there. Rye spice being kind of like a cinnamon,
Spicy.
almost more of like a nutmeggy, but like, ooh, yes, and maybe like a little bit of like a walnut or like a pecan type, so like a fatty nut, fat nuts. Yeah, it's really good, guys. I feel so bad because it's celebrity whiskey, and I know that people don't like to buy celebrity whiskey. And this being a limited edition, it's $80. But if I'm paying $80 for something that's on the same level as Booker's, ECBPs, or Larson Barrel Proofs, I'll buy it any day of the week. Especially if it's limited edition. It's from two people that I think are awesome, and every purchase, a portion of the proceeds. Wow, lots of P's. A portion of the proceeds goes to regenerative agriculture. So they're really big on donating back to the earth, kind of keeping our wonderful world a nice place to live. So that maybe is a little bit more of an incentive for you to pick it up. Just try it out, check it out. Hey Z says if you don't know Scott P, you better ask somebody. Are you talking about Pigsley? Scott Pigsley? We took my buddy to one for his bachelor party. Good times. What are they talking about?
I don't know.
Took someone to smoke a cigar bar. I don't smoke cigars much. I have not had a cig for like 18 years. Afraid I will go nuts. Yeah, I used to hit an occasional vape of like my friends. I stopped doing it a while back, but when we started dating, because I never really owned one. I just kind of like mooched off to people, and
it was like the summer we were already dating.
Yeah,
I told you I was annoying, and you wouldn't.
Yeah, I think it just makes you feel like shit. I mean, I have bad anxiety, and it just makes everything worse. And it just like I think it's gross. However, I love like if they made nicotineless cigars, maybe they do. But if they made good ones, like I'd probably like smoke more often. I love the taste and like feeling and everything of like smoking a cigar, especially with whiskey. I think cigars and whiskey is like amazing. But it's just like smoking them all the time, not really my forte. Just because I think something can be overdone. It almost feels special when I get to have a cigar, like a special occasion type of thing. So I don't want to just do it all the time and ruin that. Also, it's expensive. Sugar Eat says a German would never say citrus as citrus. Oh. Well, it shows how German I am. But Hey Nazy says, well, I don't have an overbite anymore. Was it worth? Well, I don't have an. Maybe it was meant to be. You don't have an overbite anymore. Was it worth thousands of dollars? Well, Hang Nazy, I wouldn't know because my mommy paid for me. But
it was worth it.
It was worth it. I mean, a smile is like the first thing you see on someone. You never judge. I know a lot of people who didn't have braces and they have like crooked teeth. Great people.
I don't think you would have dated me if I
attractive.
I don't think you ever would have dated me if I never had braces.
I feel like it's something that you don't really realize that you're looking at, but when you meet someone and you see their teeth, it's just kind of like a first impression thing. I mean, I don't look at someone and look at their teeth and think, oh, they have messed up teeth.
No, not like that.
I think it's just like the overall appearance. Your smile means so much in a person that like
you can have see their smile teeth and still have a nice smile.
Well, yeah, I know, but
I don't. I mean,
my cousin. I had a cousin whose one of his teeth were literally so crooked it was completely sideways. It was Quentin.
Really?
Yeah, like one of these ones where like it was like all the way turned like 90 degrees. But yeah, I think for something as long as you get your braces, keep them on, and then afterwards you wear your retainers and keep them like that, I think it's worth the one-time purchase of $1,000.
I think I was allergic.
You have a permanent one, don't you?
Oh yeah. Well.
Yeah, I don't have a
permanent
permanent one.
Anything. No.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that the plastic ones. I think I was allergic to them. Like my gums would swell.
Oh, they just kind of disrupt your gums. So if you don't brush your gums a lot, they swell up like that.
No, I was like on top of brushing my teeth. Like I didn't screw around. I did everything they told me, and I used all the tools. And I would put the retainers in. I wore them for like months afterwards because I was like trying to be a good kid and want my mom to yell at me. But like it just hurt, and then eventually I just gave up. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Hangnays, he says Wild Turkey 101 gives you or kicks you in the sack. Elijah Craig just gives you a tickle. Well, you know what, Hangin', sometimes I just like a good tickle. Okay.
You just can't be normal here, can you?
No, but you're absolutely right. Wild Turkey 101 has so much more to offer. Elijah Craig's just easy, and sometimes easy is nice. Sugar Kitty says, "Oops, B and G close on the keyboard for the bites and gites." Yeah, that makes sense. Wisconsin.
Is that like how you think we say it, or are you just making fun of us?
Yeah, how do you think we? Is that okay? Everyone like put
it.
Wisconsin. Oh shit! I think I did it. Okay.
Wisconsin.
I'm overthinking it. Wisconsin. I would say Wisconsin. Like if I was saying it,
you know what we should do, just like for fun, is me and Holden will prepare it beforehand, and every time you guys make fun of us, we're gonna force you guys to try and send us videos of you trying to pronounce Wisconsin words.
Yeah, and then we can post.
And we're gonna make a video montage.
Every time someone makes fun of us, we'll just play a clip of one of you guys saying how it's supposed to be said, and then we'll figure it out.
You know, like it's super easy. Like O'Connell, like you'd think that people would be able to say that. You know, there's this like new guy on the radio. He's from like a different state, but he just started on the radio. And like the first like 2 weeks that he started, he was having people like
Manitowoc.
No, he did. O'Connell was one of them, and he couldn't even say it.
Really?
And I was like, it just seems so simple to me. O'Connell.
It's Oconto. Oconto.
Yeah. But
you kind of don't say
the
T.
Yeah.
It's O'Connell.
You say O'Connell.
But like
Manitowoc.
No, like it's just like a big one.
Manitowoc's not.
Menominee.
You're giving away. You just covered like 10 of them we could have sent out.
Whatever. Jites, bites, what's the difference? Oh, yeah, you're right. They'll click the link. The link is sound. Waukesha is just west of Milwaukee. Yeah, so yeah, kind of on the okay. Lion's Tail will be in Waukesha. Oh, Wauwatosa.
Oh, you know what? That's really
Where's
close.
Wauwatosa?
Milwaukee, Wauwatosa. They're right next to each other.
So Milwaukee, Waukesha.
Do you know where the Mayfair Mall is?
No.
The big mall in Milwaukee. Mayfair Mall.
Like
with the Dave and Buster.
Kind of by Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Wauwatosa.
I thought that was Milwaukee.
That's Wauwatosa. Wauwatosa is like De Pere to Green Bay.
Oh, like Alloways to Green Bay?
Yeah, like Waukesha is like a little bit further, so it's like a little more separated.
Interesting. Yeah, Wauwatosa. Definitely go to Lion's Tail when it opens because Lion's Tail is.
I think it is open.
Awesome.
Oh wait, no, never mind. They're not open yet, but go when they open. They're really good.
Stacy says I got friends in Waukesha, nice area. Indeed, I think we've been. Is that kind of where the?
Have you ever been to Waukesha? My uncle is.
I feel like I've been there.
Have you been
I just
to my
don't.
Uncle's house?
Dan? No. Are they sourcing or distilling it? Sourcing. Oh, I'm like, what are we talking about? Brothers Bond. Sourcing it. It's 3 different mash bills of MGP. But so these are the guys from the Vampire Diaries. It's Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley. If you don't know who they are, they're awesome. But they blended it themselves. So over the course of their years on Vampire Diaries, eventually toward the end, they wanted to get into whiskey. So they sat down and they went through countless blends, especially during COVID, until they found their one perfect blend. And then they got the main Stay Brothers Bond. And then they're going through the works and they came out with a cask strength. They're also coming out with a bottled and bond, a 100 proof, that's the same thing. A bottled and bond and a rye as well. So, but basically they're very much, it's celebrity whiskey because they were in Vampire Diaries and they're famous, yeah, sure. But like they love whiskey. I mean, I've watched so many interviews of them talking about their whiskey and they love everything about bourbon. They're constantly doing hands-on at the distillery, tasting their own stuff, blending their own stuff. and even like the guys, I can't remember who they were talking about. They said that they were tasting with a master distiller, and the master distiller tasted it and basically gave them like the master distiller card, where he said that their palates they're doing just as good as like a master distiller would. So, which I believe. They're very hands on. They love their stuff. So it's very cool. Let's get at her hanging these. He says, might be vampire blood. Yes, it is vampire blood. This the best elixir for immortality. Love Hinterland. Okay.
Oh, I forgot about Hinterland.
Yeah, that's the one by Lambo, right?
I've never had Hinterland. My parents don't like Hinterland.
I haven't had Hinterland either. So I kind of got into beer 6 months ago.
I feel like Hinterland,
in winter, this past
Hinterland
winter.
might have been one of those ones that kind of got like overhyped because of it got put into by Title Town. So
yeah.
But
so
I'm
Hinterland
I've
is
never
like
had Hinterland.
here's Lambeau Field.
Hinterland used to be Copper State.
Oh really? Oh.
They only moved a couple years ago, and then Copper State moved.
Yeah, so here's Lambeau Field, and Hinterland is like up Lambeau Field's ours. So when people go to the Packer games, they also go to the Hinterland. So that's why I don't always trust like I said, it's the same. It's the same thing.
It's been in Green Bay for a while.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Wisconsin Dells.
But I've never had the Green Bay.
Like the more people that go there, the less likely, or the more people that go there, the more I feel like it's less good, I guess, because some people, they're not beer drinkers, so they only go there because they're at the Packer game, and so they're not beer drinkers. They go there, they say it's good, but then is it really good, or is it only good because they're not beer drinkers? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but if Viking Bourbon says he loves Hinterland and he's on here, he probably has good taste, so we should go there and give the people some information. You know what I mean? Northwest Bourbon is in the house. Hey man, thanks for stopping in. Cheers everyone. Cheers to you. Thanks for stopping in and saying hey. Hanging as he says Holden might be wearing an ascot. And what's an ascot?
I know the answer, but
I know the answer. Like I've heard of an ascot before. I don't know.
I look it up.
You guys have to remind me what an ascot is. Holden might be wearing an ascot and a smoking jacket next episode. To be fair, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Unless an ascot's something weird. What if it's like a thong?
I feel like it's a type of hat.
So it's not something cool.
Hats are cool. Maybe an ascot is like the Peaky Blinders hat that I have.
No, that's called something else. Why don't you just Google it? Your phone's right there.
I probably won't be doing a lot of cigars on live streams type scenarios unless like we have a house where I can smoke cigars indoors, because I feel like doing outside live stream has too many variables that I can't, like lighting, microphone. I just don't have the equipment to
What
like.
if we had a microphone that could hold up like this?
I really like the sound from the ones that clip to your shirt. Like those ones sound really nice.
I feel like I would be like, la, la, la,
but
la,
they're like Bluetooth to like your phone or the computer or whatever you use. So we could probably look into. They're not that expensive. Some of them are. Some of them aren't. The bourbon bite similar to a Penelope, but I don't think they do finishes. Yeah. So Brothers Bond is like Sure Katie said, similar to Penelope. They don't do finishes. Brothers Bond doesn't. They just started last year, right? Last year. The beginning of last summer, I think, is when the first bottle came out. But yeah, similar to Penelope, all MGP, blend between 3 mash bills to make a 4-grain bourbon. But it is 4 years old, minimum 4 years old. It's Kentucky straight bourbon. So Clifton Stacy, Penelope. Penelope.
Is it not pronounced Penelope?
It's Penelope.
Well, I don't understand.
I think. The Deathless Dogs is in the house. Cheers, Deathless Dogs. Thanks for stopping in. Deathless Dogs are west of us, that way. Deathless Dogs are that way, right at you guys. I think they're closer to the border of Michigan, and I think you guys, if I'm wrong, correct me, but I think they're on the border they're closer to the border of not Michigan, of Minnesota and Wisconsin, over on the west side. Yeah, they do some cool stuff over there. There's 2 of those guys. Sugar Creek says, with 8, you get egg roll. So tune in to Deathless Dogs. Yes, everyone go subscribe to Deathless Dogs and Bourbon Bites and any other channel who's in the chat. Thanks, guys, for stopping and supporting us. Yeah, so everyone just go and subscribe to everyone.
T-Pain says Wisconsin. Yeah, he does.
Wisconsin. I got a mansion in Wisconsin. Yeah.
Somewhere in Wisconsin. Yeah, he says it like that.
But I've literally never heard anyone here say Wisconsin. I know, and everyone makes fun of us for saying it like that.
I've heard people say Wisconsin like that.
Well, not from
people
Wisconsin.
from Wisconsin.
Not from Wisconsin.
Wait, is T-Pain from Wisconsin?
No.
Oh, well, that's
I don't think so. Is he? I hope not. I mean, it'd be cool, but like, it would be a bad rap if he's from Wisconsin and he's
saying it wrong.
Saying Wisconsin.
No, I always just hear like other people say Wisconsin.
Hanging AC says the Wisconsin. Fuck. I'm only doing it because I've been reading it.
It is a TikTok thing.
The Wisconsin challenge could be a TikTok thing. Yeah, I feel like I've seen that on TikTok. It's definitely a Midwest thing. Charlie Barons is like a Wisconsin guy, right?
Charlie Barons.
Charlie Barons?
I think it's Burns.
It's Beren.
Yeah.
Barron.
I think it's pronounced Burns. Charlie Burns.
Charlie Burns. Anyway, he's a Wisconsinite, right?
He's from Midwest.
Yeah, so he does like Midwest things, and like he's apparently funny. Nobody in the South says "ope." Like when you run into someone, you say,
"No, that's a Wisconsin."
"Ope." Like, if I were to drop this, I'd say, "Oh shit." Like that's what my initial reaction. Like it just comes out as OPE. It's "ope," and that's like a Wisconsin thing too. Hanging AZ says, "Were the Vampire Diaries guys sparkly vampires like Twilight? No, they actually lit on fire when they were in the sun, but they had these little things called daylight rings where it allowed them to walk in the daytime. So as long as they had their daylight ring on, then they could walk around. However, it was interesting because when they had enemies could steal their daylight rings, and then every time they went outside, they would just burst into flames, and they'd either have to find water and or die. So yeah, it's always an interesting spin on vampires. Deathless Dogs says Hinterland has cool bathrooms.
Well, if the bathroom is the only compliment that we have for it.
Well, bathrooms represent a lot about a place. So Badger State Brewing has cool bathrooms as well. Their bathrooms are actually kegs, and they cut like for the men's bathroom, I should say.
There's no kegs in the women's bathroom.
The urinals are kegs, and they cut like a section out of the kegs, and then like there's pipe coming out of the bottom of the keg, so like you're pissing into a keg. It's cool. So I can imagine Hinterland probably has something similar. Hanging AZ says Ascot is the scarf thing. That Fred wears. Okay.
No, you don't need to put a scarf on. I don't like when guys
wear scarves.
No.
Howdy Deathless Dogs. Cheers, Dan. Bourbon. Lots of cheers going around. Ope Brewery is pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, that is a brewery.
Ope is a brewery.
Yeah, but in West Dallas is in Wisconsin.
Ope, it's a Wisconsin thing. Yeah. So you don't take the vampires to the prom. Vampires must die. Well,
is that from Twilight? I've never seen Twilight. I don't intend to either. I have zero want.
Twilight. I thought it was good back when I watched it as a kid.
I heard it's really stupid.
It's so bad. Their acting is so bad. At least in the first one, like, it physically makes me want to vomit how bad of actors they are. Like, in Vampire Diaries, you watch the first season, you're like, this is so cringe. Twilight is, like, 50 times worse than that. It's like, you see them acting, and it's just like... I just remember
in elementary school, every girl was like, are you Team Jacob or Team Edward? And I'm like... We're like 8. Why are we team anyone? Like, this is weird.
Yeah. Hanging AZ says, I say ope or dough, like Homer Simpson. Dough? Is that dough?
He goes
like,
dough.
He goes,
do it.
Do it. I don't know. I don't watch The Simpsons, actually. It's a fun fact.
I used to when I was a kid. I don't really remember.
Yeah, I don't really know. I haven't watched The Simpsons ever, so.
Your mom didn't let you watch Simpsons?
No.
Simpsons wasn't that bad. It was just like kids misbehaving, basically, and like a stupid dad.
Mm-hmm.
But like it wasn't like some of them were like American Dad and stuff like those were like really raunchy.
Yeah. I've seen some episodes of that. So good. But yeah, so yeah, I think that kind of concludes the live stream of tonight. We're already at the 2 hours and 15-minute mark, so very long stream today. But thank you everyone for coming out. Just a quick recap. Loren is doing much better in her whiskey adventures. So far, we've got her favorites down: Woodford Reserve Double Oak being number 1. The Wild Turkey 101 being number 2. Elijah Craig Small Batch being number 3. Those are the top 3, right?
This one was okay.
Oh, you like this one?
So maybe like tied with.
Which one?
3 or something.
Tied with 3. Tied with Elijah Craig.
Hmm.
So, Burley's Bond Cask Strength for Loren, tied at number 3 with Elijah Craig. It's a little high proof for her. I mean, she hasn't had a lot of experience in like that higher proof stuff. Eventually, we'll get there, but yeah. So a little spicy for her, a little bit much, but overall, she still enjoyed it, which is a good sign for it being good whiskey. But that being said,
You don't have to smile so hard when I say that.
say what?
That I liked it.
Well, I'm glad you liked it because I love it. I think it's fantastic. Thank you all for coming out tonight, and we are gonna cheers you. So Lauren's gonna have to pick up a glass.
First, you always
yes, 21090. If anyone is looking for someone to go to. I always get done streaming and I click end stream, and then I remember that 21090 is streaming. Everyone go watch 21090. I might hop over there as well after this. So go to 21090. Tell them what's up, and yeah. So that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. End of the live stream, I should say. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I know that I certainly enjoyed Loren furthering her whiskey education. Good night, everybody, and see you all in the next glass. Cheers.
Ooh, that was bad.
Ooh.
You're doing it too hard.
Sorry. Okay, ready?
That was really bad.
Oh, okay.
You're horrible.
No, we just need one click. It's like double clicking. That's the one. All right. Take care, everybody.